Up, University Bookstore, the official bookstore of Purdue Athletics. We are more than just a bookstore. We are Purdue. Also brought to you by DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb brand corn. Kickoff is just moments away. Live from Orlando, Florida, this is the Citrus Bowl. Now with a call of the game, here's Tim Newton and Pete Quinn.
It is a picture-perfect day in Orlando, Florida here at Camping World Stadium. Temperature at 79 degrees, sunny skies, and a light breeze coming from the east at 7 miles an hour as the Purdue Boilermakers get ready to take on the LSU Tigers. For the Boilermakers, their 21st bowl game all-time. They are 11-9. Purdue has won 4 of its last 6 bowl games. For LSU, bowl game number 54, the Tigers are 28-24-1 overall. We'll get to the starting lineups in this one, but first let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, this is Pete Pistone. Do you know that SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to nothing but the Big Ten? It's SiriusXM Big Ten Radio. Just head to the SiriusXM app and search Big Ten.
Let's get to today's uniform reveal. It's brought to you by Cintas. The Boilermakers are wearing their home black uniforms, gold numbers, gold helmets, and gold pants. While LSU is the visiting team today, they're in white jerseys with blue numbers, yellow pants, and yellow helmets. From game day to the workday, Cintas has you covered. And let's get to the starting lineups. We'll start with the Boilermaker defense. It'll be Jack Sullivan and Kadron Jenkins at the ends, Lawrence Johnson and Branson Dean inside. The linebackers, O.C. Brothers and Kieran Douglas. Bryce Hampton will play the hybrid position today. Jamari Brown and Reese Taylor are the cornerbacks, and Cam Allen and Sanusi Kane are the safeties. Offensively for LSU, 2 true freshmen starting at tackles. On the left side, Will Campbell. He was a second-team All-SEC pick. Emory Jones Jr. is on the right side. Miles Frazier at left guard. He's a former teammate of Sione Finau. They both played at Florida International just a year ago. Anthony Bradford is the starting right guard, and Charles Turner is the center. Mason Taylor, whose dad, Jason Taylor, is a football Hall of Famer, is the true freshman tight end. The wide receivers, Kyron Lacey, Brian Thomas Jr., and Malik Neighbors. Neighbors is their leading receiver on the season. By the way, the Boilermakers have won the toss, and we'll see what they decide to do. Josh Williams is the running back, and Jaden Daniels, the junior from San Bernardino, California, is the quarterback. 16 touchdown passes this season and 3 interceptions. He's also run for 11 touchdowns this season. Offensively, the Boilermakers from left to right will be Muhammad Musa, Sione Finau, Josh Kaltenberger, Marcus Bowe, and Eric Miller. Paul Paveri is the starting tight end. The wide receivers, Andrew Sawinski, Tyrone Tracy Jr., and TJ Sheffield. We'll also see a lot of Deion Burks, Mershawn Rice, and Abdur Rahman Yassin. The running back, Devin Mockabee, he needs just 80 yards today to become the first freshman in Purdue history to rush for 1,000 yards. And Austin Burton, the 6th-year senior from Newton, Massachusetts, is the starting quarterback. Austin this year, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Defensively for LSU, Mike Jones Jr. and Savion Jones are the ends. Makai Wingo and Jacobian Guillory are the tackles. Makai Wingo was an All-SEC second-team selection. The linebackers, Harold Perkins Jr. and Greg Penn, along with Micah Baskerville. The cornerbacks, Jarek Bernard Converse and Jay Ward. Ward is a converted safety. He's playing cornerback because they're a little bit short in the secondary. Greg Brooks Jr. and Joe Fouché are the safeties. LSU will be receiving. The Boilermakers won the toss and have deferred. Purdue will be kicking from south to north or from right to left as we look at play here in the first half. And today's kickoff for the Citrus Bowl is presented by our postseason and game sponsors, Purdue Global. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution for working adults. Persistence pays off at Purdue Global. Pete, it's here. It's time to play.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, for all the people out there that say if you're not in the bowl championship games, that your bowl games are irrelevant, they've never experienced a bowl game because it is not irrelevant. There's a lot of excitement here, a lot of fans that showed up, spent a lot of money to be there and follow their Boilermakers, and I know the kids on that field are excited to be here, and I'm very excited. This is we were talking earlier, Tim, other than the Jim Everett Peach Bowl and the Bob Greasy Rose Bowl, I've either played or broadcast every bowl game for Purdue.
Ben Freehill puts his right foot into it. Noah Kane, the transfer from Penn State, will field it at the 5-yard line. He comes up the left side of the 15, the 20, the 25, and he falls forward. They'll put him down at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Tigers offense will start 1st and 10.
This is going to be a very athletic team. It's an SEC team. They kind of came out of nowhere. Brian Kelly was in his first year and was able to win their division. They got beat by Georgia. They have a point to prove. They want to do everything they can to put up a lot of points against Purdue, and Purdue needs to play at a high level. Noah
Kane, who just returned that kickoff, will get the start at running back. He's a 5'11 junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, again transferred from Penn State. He's lined up beside Daniels on 1st and 10 at the 26, and Daniels wants to throw a swing pass to Kane. He catches at the 25, and he's sliced down by Reese Taylor at the 29-yard line, and Reese is down on the field. He lost his helmet on the play, and he'll have to come out for at least one play. Hopefully that'll be it. The Boilermakers certainly thin right now in the secondary, Pete, and they can't afford any injuries there.
Well, I can tell you right now, just the way that he was walking off the field, he got a neck burner. You feel those, but he should be back on the field.
Pickup of 3 for Kane, 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers at their own 29, just underway here in Orlando. This time Kane lines up behind Daniels, and now they offset him to the left-hand side. Daniels takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he's going to run it. He's over the 30 to the 35, and he's hammered right at the first down marker. It was Cam Allen who came up on the tackle, but they're going to give him a first down on the spot up past the 36-yard line.
Tell you what, you saw his speed, but you also saw about 5 black shirts that were around him and were able to tackle him before he got too many yards. I thought that's a pretty generous spot there.
I thought it was too. By the way, it took exactly 2 plays for the teams to start woofing a little bit at each other. Saw that a little bit after that play was over.
Well, they already started on the kickoff.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers, their first down at the 36. Javon Grigsby, by the way, right now in there at cornerback as Daniels throws his first pass, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver on the play for LSU was Brian Thomas Jr., a sophomore from Walker, Louisiana, but the ball was thrown behind him. 114 players, Pete, on this LSU roster, 60 from the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, and I think most of their offensive linemen, they get at home. They like their offensive linemen big and they're athletic. But Purdue had a pretty nice little pass rush there. They have allowed 41 sacks this year.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers at their 36. 2 receivers each side. Daniels waits for the shotgun snap. He's back. Boilermakers bring a blitzer. They throw to the near sideline. Pass through the hands of the intended receiver. It was on target for Kyron Lacey. He's a transfer from Louisiana Lafayette, but the ball goes through his hands and brings up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that was a pretty good coverage, too. He should have made the catch, but it was a little high. Once again, Purdue came with a blitzing linebacker, so it looks like our defensive battle plan is to be a bit aggressive.
Boilermaker fans are right down below us, and they are making some noise here as the Tigers face their first 3rd down of the game, 3rd and 10 from the 36. This time they have an empty backfield. They bring a man in motion from left to right. And now he'll stay in the backfield along with Daniels. That's John Emery Jr. Daniels back, steps up in the pocket. He is going to be hit short of the first down. They're finally going to stack him up at about the 40-yard line, although the players are still pushing forward. Finally, the whistle comes. It'll be a pickup of 5 or 6, and I think half of the Boilermaker defense was in on the tackle, and it will force the first punt of the game.
Tell you what, as soon as Jaden Daniels broke out of the pocket and moved forward, it looked like a black sea converging on him. Everybody on the field just went toward the quarterback, and it wasn't a 3 and out, but it was pretty close.
Jay Bramblett, a transfer from Notre Dame, played for Brian Kelly there, will kick. Now, Andrew Sawinski is back to field this punt. Reese Taylor was going to be that guy today, but again, he just went out with the injury. So here's the punt. It's a spiraling kick, sends Sawinski back inside his 10-yard line. He's up the sideline to the 15, the 20. Nice return there for Andrew Sawinski to take the ball over the 20 to about the 21-yard line, and that's where Purdue will start its opening series.
Well, that was a very nice hit. He had a guy right on him, but he secured the football and got some good positive yardage. That was one of the bigger punt returns we had all season.
They'll put him down right at the 20-yard line. Now they move it up to the 22. So 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at their 22, and it's Austin Burton, the 6th-year senior from Newton, Massachusetts, making his 3rd career start, 1 at UCLA and 2 here at Purdue. He started earlier this season in the homecoming win over Florida Atlantic. Devin Maccabee is lined up to his left, and now they bring a man in motion. That's the tight end, Paferi. On the first down play, throw to the near sideline is incomplete. Sawinski was the intended receiver, but good coverage on the play for LSU. That was Greg Brooks Jr., the safety from Harvey, Louisiana.
Yeah, that play was designed. They were trying to trick him a little bit, just get a quick out, but there was great coverage there. Even if the ball would have been on target, which it was not, it was overthrown a little bit. I don't think they had much of a chance there.
TJ Sheffield lined up to the right side. Deion Burks, Abdur-Rahman Yassin to the left, and now Burks comes in motion from left to right. Burton rolling out to his left on 2nd and 10. Austin looking, he's going to tuck in and run. 20, 25, and he dives forward over the 25 to the 26-yard line. That'll be a 4-yard pickup, and the Boilermakers will face 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it's a good job by Austin. Once again, good pass coverage. There was not an open receiver, but he got some positive yards out of it.
Purdue 40% on 3rd downs, quickly up to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 6, and Burton is back to throw. Low snap. Now he's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run it again, trying to run to the sideline, and he's still got the ball in his hands, and now he throws it away. He was being chased by Harold Perkins Jr., a great freshman outside linebacker, second-team All-SEC selection, and he forced Austin to throw the ball away.
Tim, we're going to have a problem today because the bands, there's a bunch of gold glitter. Every time I look down, I think there's a flag. But
yeah.
There was no flag, so 3 and out for LSU, and Austin Burton got a little experience. I think he'll get calmer and calmer as the game goes on.
Jack Ansel will kick it away for the Boilermakers. Deep for LSU is Gregory Clayton Jr. standing at his 30. So neither team able to move the ball on the opening possession, and the Boilermakers will kick it away here with 3 minutes gone. Ansel gets away a low line drive. This should be returnable. And from the 27-yard line up to the 30, the 35 still on his feet. And there's going to be a flag down. LSU guilty of an illegal block. And now Nick Zecchino, the long snapper, having a holiday conversation with one of the linebackers for LSU. That was Nick Demas. I believe he's the only Indiana player on this LSU roster.
You know, Nick Zecchino, I'm going to miss that kid. He's 7 years playing college football, and this is his last game. He had a great career.
Timeout.
All right, so we have a timeout on the field with 11:47 to play in the first quarter. No score between Purdue and LSU. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
I can't believe that Pete had to miss this Purdue game.
Yeah, I know, and all because he couldn't hear you well enough when you called him to let him know that we had a ticket for him.
Sure wish it could be like old times with the three of us.
Now maybe it can be with the help of the CapTel Caption Phone from Relay, Indiana. With a CapTel Caption Phone, you can speak into the phone and your words appear on a bright, easy-to-read screen. Conversations occur naturally with added clarity. Find out how you can help a friend or loved one hear like the old days again by visiting RelayIndiana.com or calling 317-334-1413 today.
This is Boilermaker football from Learfield. After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5-4-3, 2-1 touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analysts in the country leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
This is Matt Schick.
And this is Anthony Herron.
Catch us every weekday on Big Ten This Morning from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern on Channel 372.
Hear from the biggest names in the conference. James Franklin, Penn State football.
College football is changing. Tom Izzo, head coach of Michigan State.
We got some really good teams in our league.
If it's done or said in the Big Ten,
bygone Dvorak,
we will break it down for you.
If you love the Big Ten, this is your home for the best conference in college sports.
Big Ten, baby!
Big Ten This Morning, Sirius XM, Channel 372.
My granddaughter's
Welcome
ready.
back to World Stadium in Orlando. Hey, Purdue fans, StubHub is the easiest way to experience every Boilermaker game. Check the virtual view, score your seats, and get your tickets delivered instantly. StubHub is the official ticketing partner of Purdue Athletics. StubHub, be there. Let's go to the field and catch.
I'll tell you guys, it's hot down here. It is, the field. We talked about the field conditions earlier, and it radiates off this turf. It's warm. I see guys coming off the field. I know that as I walked out of here, there was plenty of pickle juice and pickles out there and all kinds of stuff trying to get keep these guys from cramping. That's definitely going to be, something to keep an eye on today, is just seeing guys, the substitutions in and out of the game, trying to keep guys fresh as they go.
Pete, before we get back to the game broadcast, the Boilermaker family has lost some members here in the last week. Brian Thornton, who was a kicker in the 1980s, a punter, passed away unexpectedly a few days ago, and you've lost a couple of former teammates in the last week or so.
Well, Brian was one of them. Just last month, we lost Mark Johansson to Alzheimer's, and Mark was a shock. And then on the 27th, we lost Tom Barr, tight end of Purdue, a roommate of mine, one of my best friends. Guy East, another center on the team, passed away on the 28th, and then Brian on the 29th. So my teammates and I have been communicating a lot this last week, but we're all a little bit in shell shock.
Our condolences to all of the families involved. Always tough to lose a loved one, especially during the holidays.
Absolutely. And then when you throw in Dave Butts and Len Dawson, just a tough year.
Javon Grigsby stays in there as Reese Taylor still on the sideline for the Boilermakers. Daniels back to throw on 1st and 10. Throws the ball deep over the middle and a tumbling catch. That's the tight end, Mason Taylor, the true freshman from Plantation, Florida, with his first catch. By the way, they picked up the flag on the punt. The punt by Jack Ansel, which was a 47-yard kick with an 11-yard return. And now LSU in Purdue territory for the first time. And now Branson Dean is on one knee for the Boilermakers, and he'll have to be replaced.
Mason Taylor is a true freshman, but boy, he's got some great genes. His dad, Jason Taylor, had a 12-year career in the NFL. He's in the NFL Hall of Fame, mostly with the Dolphins. He was a 2006 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, and his uncle, Zach Thomas, played 12 years in the NFL, mostly with the Dolphins.
Branson Dean looked like he was holding his left hand as he came to the sideline. That's a 19-yard completion from Daniels to the tight end Taylor. So 1st and 10 for LSU at the Boilermaker 44. Daniels again brings a man in motion. And a low snap, he hands it off to Kane, who tries the left side, and a good Boilermaker surge there. Holds it to a short gain, maybe a couple of yards to the 42-yard line to bring up 2nd and 8.
You know what? You made a comment early in the game. There's a lot of chippiness out there, a lot of talk, and these two teams do not like each other.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it is football.
as long as you can keep it between the whistles. 2nd down and a long 8. Daniels claps his hands, waits for the snap, and hands it off again to Cannon. He is hammered right at the line of scrimmage. Big hit there, and that was Lawrence Johnson from his defensive tackle position.
You know what? Lawrence Johnson is just a great football player, and he can dominate the middle of that line there. If he gets his hands on you, you're going down.
3rd down for the Tigers and 7 from the Purdue 41. Quickly up to the line, they look over to the sideline to get the play call. The tight end Taylor comes this time as a detached receiver on the right side. They've got trips that way. See if the Boilermakers bring an extra rusher or two. Nope, they only bring 3. Daniels back. He's got plenty of time now, scrambling out of the pocket. He's going to try to run to the near sideline, and he is tackled by Kadron Jenkins short of the 1st down. They'll put him down at about the 36-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down for LSU.
The Purdue coach has talked about maybe having a spy to stay on Daniels, and that's exactly what they did with Jenkins. He stayed right in the middle of the line of scrimmage, just watching the quarterback. As soon as he broke out of the pocket, he sprinted to the sideline and was able to hold him from a 1st down.
LSU's going to go for it. 4th down and a short 2 at the Boilermaker 36. Tigers 10 of 20 on 4th downs this season. Taylor lines up as a slot to the left-hand side. Boilermakers moving around defensively. And Daniels ready to throw. Throws it over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 25 and finally knocked down at the 24-yard line. 1st down catch there, and that's Malik Neighbors with his 64th reception of the season.
And you saw a little bit of the arm strength there of Daniels. He just put it right where it needed to be.
Boilermakers late getting lined up here on the 1st down play, and they hand it off straight. Nope, Daniels is going to keep it, trying to roll around the edge. O.C. Brothers and Cam Allen, though, right there to pick up the tackle at the 23, and we have a flag on the play.
Yeah, flag all the way to the sideline.
It's got to be either an illegal formation or an offside because it was thrown, it looked like, before the play went.
Illegal formation. Offense, more than
nailed it. I like that one. I like that one much better than the offside. So that'll bring up a 1st down and 15 for the Tigers.
That's great defensive play because, as we mentioned, Jaden Daniels is a prolific runner, and Purdue met him at the line of scrimmage and stopped him right where he's right at the line.
He is responsible in his collegiate career for 72 touchdowns, 48 passing and 24 rushing. And that was after a prodigious high school career. Started his career at Arizona State and then transferred here to LSU. First and 15 for the Tigers at the Purdue 29-yard line. Empty backfield. Daniels looking to throw. Throws a quick one over the middle. Neighbors has the catch. And he's sliced down by O.C. Brothers, but he's inside the 15-yard line. And that should be close to a first down.
Yeah, Neighbors is going to be a thorn in Purdue's side. He is a very, very good receiver, and Purdue blitzed the linebacker that time. He just ran right across the field, right to where the linebacker vacated. He is wide open.
Pickup of 14, 2nd and 1, LSU at the Purdue 15-yard line. Man comes in motion, and they hand it off inside, and this is Emery down inside the 15 to the 10-yard line, and another flag down. This time it is offsides against Purdue. And so either way, it's going to be a first down for the Tigers.
Offside. Defense number 96 lined up in the neutral zone. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That's Corday Sidnor, and that will take the ball right to the 10-yard line. So it will be 1st and goal for the Tigers. LSU this season in the red zone, 50 of 58 for 86%, and they've scored 41 touchdowns. That's a 71% rate. 1st and goal at the 10. Emery is the running back, and Daniels fakes the handoff. He's going to try to roll it to the left side. He's inside the 10, and he's skipped out of bounds at the 5-yard line. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and goal. It was Javon Grigsby with a touchdown-saving tackle on the edge.
I'll tell you what, though, you can tell this Purdue defense was prepared well by their coaches because they have done a really, really good job. He's made some yards, but they're containing him from making the big plays.
They'll put him down at the 4, so a gain of 6, 2nd down and goal at the 4. Now this time they line up as the pistol formation with Emery right behind Daniels. Daniels offsets Emery now to the left-hand side and waits for the snap. Again, they hand it off inside. This is Emery, and he's stacked up close to the goal line. They're going to put him down at the 1. It'll be 3rd and goal for LSU.
That's the players. We're on the opposite side or the opposite end zone, so they're far away. But it looked like a Purdue player almost pushed him forward a little bit.
3rd and goal at the 1. Again, the carry inside. Emery spins off one man, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. John Emery Jr., his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Tigers get on the board here midway through the first quarter.
You know, it looked like he was initially stopped, and then he was able to get another surge and kept his legs moving and got in.
So John Emery Jr. caps off the drive for LSU, a 10-play, 63-yard drive. And now it'll be Damian Ramos in to attempt the point after. So the Boilermakers falling behind here with 7:01 to play in the opening quarter. LSU so far, 84 yards of total offense on their first 2 drives. The Boilermakers had it for 3 plays here in the first quarter. Bramblett, the punter, is the holder. And he puts it down. Ramos puts the kick up and through. So it's 7:01 to play here in our opening quarter. Our score, LSU 7, Purdue nothing. We'll take a break. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to bring the big game to your backyard. With battery power, made by Steel. Steel battery blowers start at just $139.99, and battery chainsaws start at $299.99. Find yours at over 10,000 local dealers. Visit SteelDealers.com. Steel is a proud supporter of Purdue Athletics. Real Steel. Find yours. All prices BS SRP.
I can't believe that Pete had to miss this Purdue game.
Yeah, I know, and all because he couldn't hear you well enough when you called him to let him know that we had a ticket for him.
Sure wish it could be like old times with the 3 of us.
Now maybe it can be with the help of the CapTel caption phone from Relay, Indiana. With a CapTel caption phone, you can speak into the phone and your words appear on a bright, easy-to-read screen. Conversations occur naturally with added clarity. Find out how you can help a friend or loved one hear like the old days again by visiting RelayIndiana.com or calling 317-334-1413 today.
At Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First, we do more than lend. We lift up our rural communities that we serve, too. From our day-to-day business of providing reliable credit to farmers and rural residents, to our community investment efforts and scholarship for college students, we help Indiana's rural communities find their next level. Visit e-farmcredit.com to learn more about how we work with partners like Purdue University. Boiler up. Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First are equal opportunity lenders.
Citrus Bowl, 7-0 LSU strikes first, 7:01 to go in the first quarter. The 2022 Purdue football season is presented by Purdue Global. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution for working adults. Persistence pays off at Purdue Global. It's a DeKalb brand field and weather report. Let's go down to Kitch.
I'll tell you, there wasn't much push there from the LSU offensive line. They tried to hammer it in, but the Purdue defensive line really held its own. He just had to spin off. We didn't have any outside guy coming. Hey, of note down here, we've seen a couple guys go off the field. One of them, the big one, they're all big, but I see Andrew Sawinski's down here. He's out of his pads. He's got ice on his shoulder. It looks like he's done for the day. That's a blow to the Purdue offense.
Yes, it is. And also now, who's your punt returner? Because you've already, unless Reese Taylor comes back and you've lost your starting punt returner. By the way, I believe that Josh Williams, who has been LSU's starting running back, it looks like he is not going to play today. So we're going to see a lot of John Emery Jr. and Noah Kane in that LSU lineup. Well, Pete, the Boilermakers have had the ball a grand total of 3 plays so far. Let's see if the offense can get something going on drive number 2.
Well, if they're going to have any chance in this football game, they are going to have to produce, because playing when it's as hot as it is, defense cannot be out on that field the entire game, so they can't afford a lot of 3 and outs or it could get ugly.
I believe that is Bryce Hampton and Dion Burks are back to receive this kickoff. And the kicker, Nathan Dybert, who is a kickoff specialist for the Tigers, he's had 31 touchbacks this year in 50 tries.
Make that 32.
Yeah, he just sailed that one 10 yards beyond the end line. So Purdue will take over at the 25-yard line, trailing here 7-0.
Austin Burton's got the first series under his belt. Hopefully he'll be a little bit more comfortable out there, but this offense needs to do something to manufacture first downs and give the defense a little bit of time to get rested after that 10-play, 63-yard drive by LSU.
Devin Mockabee has not had a touch yet in the ball game. Austin Burton has thrown it a couple of times and run it one other time. And so Purdue starts this time at the 25-yard line. Mockabee, the running back, lined up behind Burton. It looks like Austin will start out under center on this drive as he sends 2 receivers to the left-hand side. And now they bring Yassine in motion, and they delay the handoff to Mockabee, trying to turn the corner 25-30. Good yardage as he pushed out of bounds in front of the LSU bench. It was Major Burns, the nickelback for LSU, who knocked him out after a pickup of 7. They'll put him out at the 32-yard line.
You know, we talk a lot about LSU speed, but we got a pretty fast guy in our backfield, too, and he used his speed on that. That was just nothing but run into the end.
Boilermakers quickly up to the line of scrimmage, and we're going to get a false start.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Yes.
Second false start.
That really negates the 7 yards you just picked up.
Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's the right tackle, Eric Miller. So the Boilermakers pick up the penalty, and now that brings up a 2nd down and 8 back at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, the penalties, it's not so much the penalties, but when they occur. So instead of a 2nd down, very manageable, now they have 2nd and 8.
Boilermakers overload the left side. That's the wide side of the field here on 2nd and 8 from the 27. Burton waits for the snap. He's back to throw. Throws it to the near sideline. Man wide open. Mershawn Rice makes the catch, and he's hog-tied down close to the first down, but a little bit short. He'll be down at the 34, so the Boilermakers will face a 3rd and 1.
I was kind of hoping they'd get a little bit of a horse collar. It looked like he tackled him with his helmet, but no call, and he may not have. It's real hard to see from our angle.
Jay Ward, the cornerback, on the stop. 3rd and 1 for the Boilermakers at their 34. And Mockabee gets the handoff. He's got a first down, and he's knocked down just short of the 40-yard line. Tackle there by the safety, Joe Fouché, a transfer from Arkansas. But the Boilermakers have their first down of the game.
And I'll tell you what, that was a big one, and there was a big hole. He got an ankle tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's got some more running room, but a big hole initially.
5-yard gain for Mockabee, 1st and 10 at the 39. Paferi comes in motion, lines up as a slot to the right. Burton rolls out that way. Austin stepping up to the pocket, throws it deep. He's got Dion Burks down there, and the pass is incomplete. He underthrew Burks a little bit, and that gave LSU a chance to recover. They had Joe Fouché down there in coverage, along with Major Burns, but the pass falls out of the reach of everybody and brings up 2nd and 10.
I always get a kick out of when defensive backs celebrated like they made a big play, but Dion Burks, you saw his speed. He's got it. and he had gotten some very good separation, and Austin just underthrew him about 3 yards.
Second down and 10 for the Boilermakers at their 39, trailing 7-0 with 5:19 to play in the opening quarter. Mockabee gets another carry, slips as he tries to make his cut, and he'll be stopped right at the 40-yard line for a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, too. And he made a cut back inside. He saw a little bit of daylight, slipped on the turf, and that took away all of his momentum, and they were able to keep him to 0 gain.
Devin has picked up 13 yards so far in the game, but the Boilermakers facing a 3rd and long here. It'll be 3rd and 9 at the Purdue 40-yard line. They send trips to the wide right side of the field. Purdue moving from right to left in quarter one, wearing black jerseys, gold helmets, and gold pants.
Tell you what, that gives you a little bit of confidence when Burke's got that wide open. Let's see if they can go deep again.
Dylan Downing in there as a running back now on this 3rd and 9 play. LSU brings a blitz. Burton back, steps up in the pocket, throws it deep. He's got a man down here, the tight end, but it's overthrown. That was Drew Bibber, the backup tight end. He had come down the near sideline, but he was covered on the play again by Fouché, and that'll bring up the Boilermaker punt team.
LSU did come with the blitz, but the Purdue offensive line did a good job giving Burton time, and the defensive backs, other than that one play, have done a pretty good job on the coverage.
Austin so far 1 of 5 for 7 yards here, and it'll be Jack Ansel to kick it away. Needs to get a little more air under this kick. Gregory Clayton Jr. standing inside his own 20-yard line. Ansel's first punt was 47, but it was a line drive. This one's got a little more air to it. And a fair catch called on the near sideline, and it's going to be a penalty flag as Deion Burks just ran over the punt returner Gregory Clayton Jr. Lost track of where he was, and so instead of pinning LSU inside its 20, the Tigers will get the ball up near the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a mistake by Deion, but it was not intentional. He just lost track.
Kicking team number 4, 15-yard penalty, first down. Timeout.
And we will take a timeout. Timeout on the field with 4:20 to play in the opening quarter. Our score, LSU 7, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football and the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Saturdays are made for football. And when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A correct Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments, made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Touchdown, Boilermakers! This is Purdue football from Learfield.
Big Ten 372! Big Ten 372! This is a message for Big Ten football fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking about Big Ten football all the time as part of your subscription? Our analysts have a combined 28 years of Big Ten playing experience with 8 conference titles to show for it. Big Ten Radio is on Sirius XM Channel 372, or just search Big Ten Radio on the SXM app and tap Favorite. Sirius XM Sports. We're more than just a game.
Sometimes music is the motivation. So fuel your 2023 shape up with specially designed app-exclusive workout channels from SiriusXM's Hip Hop Nation,
Throw a lot of money on clothes,
BPM, Pop 2K, and more. With more than 10 to choose from, the music that moves you is just a tap away. For a limited time on Channel 104 starting Wednesday. Or listen to them anytime and anywhere on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium and the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. No one gets you closer to college football than SiriusXM. Download the SiriusXM app and take your Purdue Boilermakers with you all season long. Tune into Big Ten Radio exclusively on SiriusXM for news, talk, analysis, and more. Straight from your phone, no car required. Down to the field and catch.
You know, that wasn't a great drive, but it was a good enough drive for the Boilermaker defense to kind of catch their breath, go on the sideline. We've seen this happen a lot this year with Mark Hagan's defenses. You know, you give up a score early, and then they kind of settle in. They see what the opponent's going to do. So we've seen that a bunch. It'll be interesting to see how they come out, but they were able to catch their breath, you know, kind of regroup a little bit, know what they're going to do, and we'll see if this defense can get them to punt again. We got to get back in the offense's hands.
By the way, fellas, and I hate to bring this out of a timeout, but we found another Purdue player has passed away here in the last couple of weeks, and Ojulari, who played at Purdue as an offensive lineman in the mid-2000s and played several seasons in the NFL, passed away on Friday in West Lafayette. So our sympathies go out to Uchi's family, and this needs to stop, Pete. It's a terrible way to start 2023.
It's the number of young men, and I consider Uchi a young man, had a nice NFL career, just died of an apparent heart attack, and it just seems like we're hearing that way too often.
LSU starts this drive at the 33-yard line following the 15-yard penalty. Jaden Daniels. Actually, this is Garrett Nussmeier, their second-string quarterback in. And Nussmeier hands it off straight ahead. This is Noah Kane, breaks a couple tackles, and he's all the way over the 45 to the 48-yard line. They'll put him down at the 47, so officially a 14-yard pickup. Garrett Nussmeier played in the second half of the SEC championship game against Georgia and had 294 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in one half. He's a redshirt freshman out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. His dad, Doug, is a quarterback coach for the Dallas Cowboys. 1st and 10, LSU at the 47-yard line. Nussmeier back to throw. Throwing deep down the right side. Neighbors is out there, and he can't get it. Neighbors has the ball just go off his hands at the 2-yard line. Jamari Brown was covering, but it looked like Neighbors had a step.
Yeah, it was a well-thrown pass. It looked like it should have been caught. It would have been a great catch, but it was certainly catchable, and they lose nothing. They might lose a little bit of the running ability at quarterback, but he arguably has a better arm.
Yeah, that's a catch that Malik Neighbors you would expect him to make inside the 5-yard line. So that stops the clock. 3:54 to play in the first quarter. LSU 2nd down and 10 at its 47. Nussmeier again looking to throw. Throws a quick pass to the near side to Kane, and Kane is knocked down after a short gain. Good job there, and it was, I think, Antonio Stevens coming up from a safety position to force that back inside and cause Kane to fall down.
Well, and he had a receiver right in his grill and managed to fight off the receiver and keep it inside and actually ended up making the tackle. Great individual effort.
2-yard pickup, 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. They are 1 of 3 so far in 3rd down conversions. Empty backfield here for Nussmeier on this 3rd down play. Boilermakers bring 4. They twist up front. Pass to the far sideline is caught. Is he inbounds? Yes, he is. Great catch in front of the LSU bench. And again, that is Malik Neighbors, a sophomore from Youngsville, Louisiana, who tight-roped the sideline at the Purdue 37.
And Purdue's defense has to get out there because they're in a hurry, and Purdue substituted 4 players.
14-yard pickup there on Neighbors' reception down to the Boilermaker 37-yard line. Here's a quick throw to the near side. This is Thomas, and Thomas is sliced down by Bryce Hampton inside the 35. They'll put him down close to the 31. That'll be a 6-yard pickup.
Defense needs to quickly get back to the ball and get set up. They were not ready when that ball snapped before.
Brian Thomas Jr. getting the start today after Kayshawn Booty, one of the leading receivers for LSU, was declared not able to play today. 2nd down and 4. Nussmeier claps his hands, waits for the snap. He's going to throw it again. Throws it over the middle. Pass is incomplete. Sanusi Kane was looking to put a wallop on the tight end Mason Taylor, but the ball sailed over Taylor's head, incomplete.
Yeah, that pass was a little off target, but he's got a big-time arm. He gets the ball there quickly.
Seeing a lot of gaps, Pete, in the middle of this Boilermaker secondary.
That's something we've seen a little bit too much of this season, that when Purdue has problems in pass protection, it's usually in the middle of the field.
All right, 3rd and 4 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 31. Empty backfield, trips to the left. Purdue looks like they're going to bring some extra blitzers here. They've got 6 guys right up at the line of scrimmage. And here they come. Nussmeier rolling out to his left. He's under pressure, throws to the far sideline. Pass is caught, and it's going to be another 1st down inside the 15-yard line. A great throw there, and I believe that's the tight end again, Mason Taylor, making the catch.
And I'll tell you what, he threw that against his body, running full speed. Purdue had a lot of pressure on him. He was running full speed, threw against his body, and put it right on the numbers.
Antonio Stevens was the defender, but that's a 17-yard pickup to the Boilermaker 14. Emery lines up to the right of Nussmeier on 1st and 10. They're going to throw it quickly again to the near side. This is Lacey with the catch at the 15. Tried to hurdle over Javon Grigsby, and Javon lowered the bridge at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they had 2 receivers blocking one defensive back. The other defensive backs hesitated before they came. Another offsides.
Yep, that's twice. That was Kadron Jenkins that time who lined up in the neutral zone. So that'll give LSU a 1st and 5 at the Boilermaker 9. Tigers threatening to take a 2-touchdown lead here with 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter.
That's a 3rd penalty against Purdue in this first quarter, and they have to play mistake-free football and cause a couple of turnovers to win this game today.
Trips to the right-hand side. Noah Kane, the running back, with Nussmeier on 1st and 5 at the 9. And here's a handoff to Kane inside. He's inside the 5 and into the goal for the touchdown. Into the end zone goes Noah Kane with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and LSU leads at 13-0 with just over a minute to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they made that last run look pretty easy. There's a gaping hole there, and he just made a little move in the backfield, cut back to the outside, and there were no black shirts there waiting for him, so he kind of walked into the end zone.
So we'll get the LSU scoring drive. The Boilermakers made him punt on the first drive, but that's an 8-play, 67-yard drive, and now Ramos in to attempt another point after.
This is where it gets dangerous for Purdue. This is where the offense needs to produce, and they can't let LSU just jump out big in front.
Ramos puts the ball up and through. And so it is 14-0 Tigers here late in the first quarter. It's also a case, though, Pete, you cannot abandon the running game here because they're going to have to keep LSU's defense honest.
And Maccabee's only carried the ball 3 times. He's had some success. He had a 7-yarder, and he looks good out there. The only time he didn't get good positive yards is when he cut back and slipped on the turf. But Maccabee's got the ability. They just got to give him some opportunities.
Well, penalties have hurt Purdue here in the first quarter. 3 penalties for 25 yards. LSU has outgained Purdue 146-25 here so far in the first quarter. So 14-0 Tigers, and LSU will kick it away. And again, they bring out their kickoff specialist. That is Nathan Dybert.
Tell you what, this is when you like having Drew Brees on the sidelines because he's going to constantly be on those kids and keep them pumped up because it's easy to hang your head a little bit when you're down 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
Hampton and Burks deep for the Boilermakers. Dybert puts the foot into it, and it'll be another touchback. That one lands a couple of yards beyond the end line. So Purdue will take over at the 25-yard line, trailing 14-0. Tristan Cox is coming off the sideline. It looks like he'll be in as a fullback. Boilermakers lost Ben Furtney in the Maryland game, and Cox has filled in that fullback role since then.
Yeah, Purdue's pretty thin. They can't afford to lose too many players to injuries, and already a couple of Purdue players out. So this is where the offense needs to dig down deep and just sustain a drive. They don't necessarily have to score, but they have to stay out on the field, get that defense a little bit of a break.
Dylan Downing is the running back. You've got Mershawn Rice and TJ Sheffield as the receivers on 1st and 10 at the 25. Burton under center. And they hand it off. Boom. There's a tackle for loss and a fumble, and LSU's going to pick it up at the 21-yard line. Dylan Downing fumbled the football away, and the Boilermakers give it up, and Downing is down on the field.
He was slammed to the ground. They tried to fake reverse, and he just got body slammed.
And he has not moved very much inside the 25-yard line. LSU celebrating. They call 15 yards for high stepping earlier. They go down to the end zone and do a choreographed dance. I don't know where the flag is.
What the heck is that all about?
College football. You got to love it. We do not love the first quarter, though, so far. Boilermakers down 14-0, and Downing is down on the field after fumbling the ball.
Yeah, that was a vicious tackle, slammed to the ground, lost the football. We do not have instant replay that's doing us any good, so you can't tell if he was – I'm sure they're going to look at it. Well, you can't tell if he was down or not when he was slammed.
Kelly Kitchell, what did you see down there?
Well, I had a really good look at it. I thought he had a hold of his face mask. It looked like – and I'm looking actually at the camera right now, thanks to Chad Crockover's down here. He got a hold of his face mask, ripped it to the side. It was a no call, and I haven't seen a replay on the Jumbotron, but I'll give credit to Chad Crockover for a great picture here. And, he definitely had a hold of it and twisted his head. So I'm a little worried about Dylan Downing now.
Yeah, he's down on the field, and the Boilermakers coming off the sideline here around him. Dylan Downing, a player who's had to recover from some injuries in the past, a transfer from UNLV, originally from Carmel, Indiana. And hopefully Dylan will be okay. But the Boilermakers, I don't believe that's a reviewable call, Pete. So the LSU is going to get the football at the 21-yard line. And Downing is helped to his feet, and that's a good sign.
Well, they're not showing a replay here, and that might be the reason why.
Yeah. Greg Brooks Jr., the safety, was the player who made the hit, and the fumble was recovered by Major Burns. And so LSU is going to take over here at the Boilermaker 21-yard line.
And you made a great point, Tim. We've seen some personal fouls for taunting called against Purdue this year that you kind of scratch your head. You're going to take a touchdown away.
Yeah.
And then the entire defense went into the end zone and did a choreographed dance, and there was no penalty.
No.
It's just all I'm asking for is consistency.
Yep.
You know, you've got rules, and if you call it against Purdue and they're guilty, that's fine. But call it all the time.
Well, you'd also like to think that they can spot an egregious face mask call, but that the officials didn't see it, and so LSU is going to take over at the 21. And now's the time. If you're a Boilermaker, you're just going to have to tighten the chin strap because LSU is not going to take any foot off the gas at this point.
No, they're not going to. What they want to do is make a point.
They are looking at this on replay, and our spotter for the season, Aaron Newton, says his left knee was down. So they're going to see the Boilermaker offense may still be back on the field here, and it looks like they are. So that fumble recovery is going to be overturned. Again, we don't have the benefit here of any instant replay.
After further review, the ball carrier was down with the ball in possession at the 24-yard line. It'll be second down.
Well, that was huge. Right now, I'm just worried about Downing's health.
Yep. So it's a loss of 1 on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd and 11. That means we're going to see a lot more of Devin Mockabee, and that's not a bad thing, but you hate to see the injury to Dylan Downing. Trips to the right-hand side for the Boilermakers on 2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line. 53 seconds to play in the first quarter. Boilermakers down 14-0. TJ Sheffield comes in motion. They throw him a hitch pass to the near side, and he's slung down for a loss. TJ and thrown down in the backfield, and that was Makai Wingo, the sophomore defensive tackle, second team all-SEC selection from St. Louis.
Yeah, they had blockers out there, but just totally whiffed.
So a loss of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 13. And the Boilermakers moving in the wrong direction here at their own 21-yard line. Empty backfield. No, actually, Mockabee is lined up to the left of Burton on this long 3rd down play. Austin back to throw. Throws over the middle. Pass is incomplete and almost intercepted. Devin Mockabee was the intended receiver, but he had tight coverage on him from Joe Fouché, the safety. And that'll bring out the Boilermakers punt team after another 3-and-out series.
Boy, once again, we do not have instant replay, but it looked like there was a collision before the ball got there.
Jack Ansel this time will be punting from inside his 10-yard line. And again, deep for the Tigers to receive it, Gregory Clayton Jr. So Andrew Sawinski has left this game with injury. Reese Taylor and Dylan Downing as Ansel gets away a high spinning kick. Clayton calls a fair catch and makes it at his 38-yard line with 8 seconds to play in the first quarter.
That was a nice punt, and they got air under it, and you need that. Those line drive punts, those are very dangerous for the return guy.
You know, I thought Jack Ansel this season, Pete, had a really nice bounce-back season, a little bit up and down as a freshman, but I thought he was really solid for Purdue all season long and punting in some bad conditions late in the season.
Agreed.
He averaged 41.8 on the season. And that kick will put LSU back at the 38-yard line. And it'll be a 1st and 10.
We've mentioned they've had 12 fumbles this season, which is a lot. Let's see if Purdue defense can get a turnover.
Could be the final play of the quarter. Let's see who the quarterback is. It looks like they've got Daniels back in there on this drive after Nussmeier had him down the field on the last one. Daniels is going to throw it. Plenty of time. Throws it in the near side. Pass is caught by Emery, and he's pushed out of bounds by O.C. Brothers after a short pickup to about the 41 on a final play of quarter number 1. After 1 here in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Orlando. It's LSU 14, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
At Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First, we do more than lend. We lift up our rural communities that we serve, too. From our day-to-day business of providing reliable credit to farmers and rural residents, to our community investment efforts and scholarship for college students, we help Indiana's rural communities find their next level. Visit e-farmcredit.com to learn more about how we work with partners like Purdue University. Boiler up. Farm Credit Mid-America and Rural First are equal opportunity lenders.
Attention fans, do you want a chance to win tickets to see your Boilermakers take on the Indiana Hoosiers on February 25th? Winner gets 2 tickets, hospitality passes, VIP parking, and to sign basketball. And all you have to do is register at purduesports.com/basketball VIP. Register by January 30th for a chance to win this amazing opportunity. Brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and Purdue Athletics.
Before you grab a shovel, use your laptop or smartphone to contact Indiana 811. Remember, buried gas and power lines are everywhere, and if damaged, can be extremely dangerous. To keep you and your family safe, make sure you contact Indiana 811 at least 2 days before you dig. Just go to indiana811.org and submit a locate request. Then wait for your utilities to be marked. It's a free service. Safe digging saves lives. So click before you dig at indiana811.org.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium in Orlando. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl starting the second quarter. LSU leading 14-0. Boilermaker football is brought to you in part by Twin City Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat and the Chariot Automotive Group at drivechariot.com. Down to the sideline for another field and weather report presented by DeKalb Brand Corn and Kelly Kitchell.
Tim and Pete, you guys were talking about the choreographed dance. I asked a couple people down here, what that is. There's an official down here. They said usually if it's during the play, they're going to get a flag if there's some sort of on it. Afterwards, unless they are doing it directly in the opponent's face, they let it go. They let them kind of express themselves, which I haven't seen. Maybe that's an SEC thing.
It must be an SEC thing.
Because I haven't seen that a lot in Big Ten.
No, we haven't seen that at all. First quarter dominated by LSU. The Tigers outgained Purdue 149-21 in that first quarter of play. Jaden Daniels, 5 of 7 for 51 yards. Garrett Nussmeier, 4 of 6 for 39 yards. Austin Burton, 2 of 7 for 4 yards. And Devin Mockabee with 3 carries for 13 yards. When we start play here in the second quarter, it'll be LSU 2nd down and 7 at its own 41. Only down 2 scores here, Pete, but the defense needs to come up with a stop here, and then the offense needs to try to get the drive going.
Yeah, it's you get a sense, even though statistically Purdue is being dominated, they can play with these guys. It looks like we're getting some push on the offensive line. We're getting some pressure on the defensive line. Purdue just has to keep their heads up and wait for them to make a mistake or cause them to make a mistake, and then get right back in this ball game.
2 other bowl games underway right now. Illinois, where Ryan Walters has come to be the Boilermaker head coach from as the former defensive coordinator for the Illini. The Illini leading Mississippi State 7-3 at halftime, and also USC is leading Tulane 7-0 early in the second quarter. Later on today, the Rose Bowl puts Penn State up against Utah.
I'll tell you what, bud, I did not realize how many friends I had that went to Illinois because they all made comments. They all knew how important Ryan Walters was to that team. They were not happy that Purdue was able to get him as our head coach, and I'm very, very excited to see what he's going to bring to the table.
John Emery Jr., the running back, with Jaden Daniels here to start the second quarter. LSU moving from south to north, or from right to left as we look at it, in their white jerseys and yellow pants. And Daniels is going to throw a quick pass to Neighbors. Neighbors at the 40 trying to find space, and he's dragged down from behind at about the 45-yard line. Branson Dean in there on the stop, along with Cam Allen and I believe Bryce Hampton as well.
I was excited Cam Allen announced he's coming back next year. I'm a Cam Allen fan and would love to see him get a couple more picks. Already one of the best in Purdue history at picking passes off.
Pickup of 4 there. The Tigers send trips to the left-hand side on 3rd down and 3. Boilermakers moving around defensively. O.C. Brothers walks up into the gap. They've got 6 guys now. 7 guys right at the line of scrimmage, and they rush 5 of them. Daniels throws to the far side, passes caught by Neighbors, and he's dragged out of bounds by Bryce Hampton, but another first down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. LSU with a 17-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, we knew Neighbors was going to be a big part of their game, but right now he is their offense. He's been targeted 5 times, 5 receptions.
First and 10 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 38, just underway here in the second quarter. LSU leading 14-0. They send two receivers to the left side, one to the short right side. Now Neighbors tightens up as a slot to the left. And Daniels pitches to the near side. This is Emery. Emery at the 40, the 35, and he's hammered down by Javon Grigsby and Kieran Douglas at the 32-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 6 on the play.
Yeah, you just saw some really good blocking by the LSU receivers that were split out wide to that side. They all got blocks on some bodies, and they were able to pick up some good yardage on first down.
Second down and 4 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 32. Scotty Humpick is in there now as one of the defensive ends. Branson Dean, who was injured early, back in for Purdue. On this second down play, Daniels looking to throw. He got all day to throw. Looking. Now he scrambles on the near side, throws to Taylor, the tight end. He's inside the 20, inside the 15, 10-5 touchdown. Boilermakers missed the tackle at about the 20-yard line, and Mason Taylor goes in for the score. A 32-yard touchdown pass, and the Tigers lead it 20-0.
Yeah, and they made that one look really, really easy. Missed tackles, 5-6 seconds in the pocket with no real pass rush on that play. And Purdue already showing defensively, they're showing like they're a little tired, and they've been out on the field a lot. Offense has got to start producing something.
A little discouraging, Pete. An offensive line for LSU that's given up 45 quarterback sacks this year. Purdue has not come close to one here in the first quarter plus. And if Daniels and Nussmeier have that much time, it is going to continue to be a long afternoon. So Ramos in to attempt another point after with 13:03 to play in the first half. His kick on the way is good. And so we have a timeout on the field with 13:03 to play in the first half. Our score, LSU 21, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
What can Halderman offer you? Real estate broker services. Halderman can help you purchase, exchange, or sell your land. Our agents list and sell all types of real estate. We offer you experienced real estate brokers with market knowledge needed to serve your farm real estate needs. For our full range of services and current listings, visit halderman.com. Experience, knowledge, professionalism since 1930.
This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country. Leading up to the game on January 9th, ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded black tie gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. Camping World Stadium in Orlando. You want more? Honda's got it. See firsthand at CentralIndianaHondaDealers.com. How Honda goes head-to-head with the competition and comes out on top. Proud supporters of Purdue sports. Let's go down to Kitch.
Little update, Dylan Downing still in the tent. They've had him inside it the whole time, hoping he'll come out here soon and be able to get up and down the sidelines. But this offense has got to find a way to sustain and put a drive together. We haven't seen a whole lot of a spark on it. They had Deion Burks deep on one where he had to beat. Ball was a little bit underthrown. So there's going to be openings out there. It's going to have to be the Maccabee drive. I mean, I think we're going to have to lean on that guy a lot here at the rest of this game.
All right, before we get to the kickoff to get the Boilermakers the football back, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, it's Dusty Dvorak. Join me Monday morning at 7 o'clock Eastern on Dusty and Danny in the Morning as we break down all the action on ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84.
Well, a busy day of sports here on the Purdue Global Sports Network. The Boilermaker men's basketball team taking on Rutgers tonight at 7 o'clock. as Dybert puts his left foot into it, and this one is returnable. It'll be Deion Burks at the 7-yard line. He comes up to the 15, to the 20, coming to the near sideline, 25, and to the 26-yard line. And that's where Purdue will take over 1st and 10.
Boy, I tell you what, that underthrown pass to Burks is looming large. You can see his speed. He only got it to the 26, but he does have great field speed.
All right, so the Boilermaker offense, Burks is going to stay on the field as one of the wide receivers. Now Mershawn Rice comes in as well. Austin Burton was looking around saying, hey, where are the rest of my guys? You got Yassine and Burks and Sheffield going to the left side. And you've got Tyrone Tracy and Rice to the near side. So 5 wide receivers in for the Boilermakers on 1st and 10 at the 26. Burton throws it over the middle, pass is caught, and giving up ground and picking up a short pickup is TJ Sheffield. He was under pressure as soon as he caught the football, and it was Greg Penn III, the middle linebacker from Baltimore, on the stop after a 3-yard pickup.
Sheffield would have been better served to lunge forward instead of going backwards. He lost about 3 yards after the reception.
Pickup of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. Deion Burks just now getting into the picture as one of the trips to the left-hand side. Maccabee, the running back here on 2nd and 7, and Devin gets the carry, coming to the near side, trying to cut back. He slipped again, but was able to keep his feet and get a 1st down. Devin Maccabee almost fell to the turf at the 30, but he gets all the way up to the 37 for an 8-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's an exciting player and a kid that's going to be around for a couple more years at least at Purdue, and some to build a program around. He's one of the better backs in the Big Ten and probably one of the better backs in the country, only a redshirt freshman.
21 yards now for Devin on 4 carries. 1st and 10 for Purdue at its 37-yard line. Maccabee goes in motion, empty backfield. Burton back to throw. Austin with a pump fake, makes one man miss. Now he's going to scramble, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage or close to it. Officially, it looks like it'll be a sack back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play.
He did a good job of getting something out of it, but that was way too much pressure. It was delayed blitzer. All the linemen were tied up with somebody else, and then the delayed blitzer came in, and Austin had to use his legs to get back to the line of scrimmage. You're almost back.
Purdue has both tight ends in there now, Paul Paferi and Drew Bibber. They're loaded up to the short right side on 2nd down and 11 at the 36. There's an end around. Sheffield trying to come that way, and he is tackled for another loss back at the 34. They tried to overload the field one way and run a reverse the other way, and LSU wasn't buying it.
No, LSU does a great job of setting the edge. They get somebody on the edge that gets as deep as the ball, and when they try to go outside, there's nowhere to go, and when they come back in, they got plenty of help.
TJ Sheffield lost his helmet on the play, so he has to come out now on this 3rd down play. It's 3rd and 14 for the Boilermakers at their 33-yard line. Purdue with just 28 yards of total offense here in the first 20 minutes of the game. They trail 21-0. Boilermakers so far today, 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions, and it's going to be 3rd and a little bit longer. The Boilermakers moved up front.
Yeah, the defense shifted, a hard shift, and it caught one of the offensive linemen jumped a little bit.
We've seen Purdue's defense do that a lot to the opponents this year, but this time they got a taste of their own medicine.
Offense number 54, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Josh Kaltenberger, the center, playing in for the injured normal center, Gus Hartwig. We lost Gus in the second half of the Big Ten season. So now it's 3rd down and 19 back at the 29-yard line. Burton back. LSU rushes 3. Here's a swing pass to Maccabee at the 30, the 35, and he's tripped up at about the 37-yard line. So the Boilermakers got the yardage they lost, but they'll have to punt it away here with 10:20 to play in the first half.
You know, it initially looked like it had a chance because they had plenty of blockers, but LSU players did a great job of going between the blockers and making the play.
Jack Ansel will kick it away.
Jack Ansel's gotten a lot of playing time.
Not saying you will do it here, and I'm sure LSU is going to be a little bit wary of a punt block or a fake punt, but Ansel does kick it away. This one's a high tumbling kick, and calling a fair catch at the 30-yard line is Gregory Clayton Jr. So that's where LSU will take over here with 9:51 to play in the first half, and we have another timeout on the field. It is the Tigers 21, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Getting your degree online as a working adult doesn't mean you have to sacrifice a high-quality education. For 153 years, as one of the world's most respected and innovative universities, Purdue has been making top-tier education accessible to all. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution designed for the working adult with life experience and often some college credit, but no degree. Earn your degree with a name you can be proud of at purdueglobal.edu.
I'm in an area called trade integration at Pioneer. So what's the trade being integrated? The Enlist E3 trade for soybeans. And what's it being integrated with? That's the big news. The Enlist E3 trait is now integrated with Pioneer's own exclusive and elite genetics. They're called Pioneer Brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans, and there are no other soybeans like it on the market. Pioneer Brand A-Series Enlist E3 soybeans, like no other.
Hancock County, Indiana, located just 15 minutes from downtown Indianapolis near I-70 and I-465, is open for business. Learn why we are one of the fastest growing communities in Indiana. With access to available land, infrastructure, transportation, and a regional airport, join other national brands like Amazon, Carvana, and Walmart, and discover why we are the best kept secret in central Indiana. This message brought to you by the Hancock County Economic Development Council. Visit us at hancockedc.com or at 317-477-7241.
Orlando and Camping World Stadium, Pivot Bio, proven 40, predictable, productive, weatherproof. Turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio, proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. Let's go to the sideline and Kitch.
Well, fellas, this thing, we got to keep this thing from getting out of hand. It's going to take a turnover. It's going to take some sort of big play, maybe a sack, something from the D-line, possibly just something to get going in Purdue. The morale on the sideline is not great. We need something to get these fans going. Speaking of fans, I do want to give a huge shout out to all of Boiler Nation. Man, we have a terrific turnout here in Orlando. There are a ton more Purdue fans in here than LSU, so we won that battle for sure. And I'm just impressed. Every single game this year and last year, our fans are just the best in the country. So huge shout out to all Boiler Nation.
Yeah, I would echo that. I think I was a little concerned about what the ratio was going to be, but certainly a great turnout here by the Boilermaker fans. LSU looking for a 10-win season. If they do get the win today, they will have won 10 games for the 17th time in program history. And again, they're going to open the 2023 season in this very stadium. They're going to play Florida State in their opener here in Orlando in September. They lead it here 21-0, taking over 1st and 10 at their 30-yard line.
It's one of the nicest stadiums that I've broadcast in 31 years. I think they do a good job here.
2 receivers to the right side for the Tigers on 1st and 10. Noah Kane is the running back, and Daniels wants to throw on 1st down. Again, he's got plenty of time, throws over the middle, pass is caught. Taylor again, the tight end. He's all the way up to the 45-yard line. Bryce Hampton on the tackle, but Pete, the tight ends for LSU are running free, and now we've got another Boilermaker down on the field with an injury. But the huge holes in the middle of this Purdue pass defense.
Yeah, Taylor's caught a pass in every single game this year. He's a true freshman, but he does not play with a true freshman. We talked about his genes. His dad was a Hall of Fame NFL player, Jason Taylor. His uncle, Zach Thomas, was with the Dolphins for 12 seasons, or in the NFL for 12 seasons, mostly with the Dolphins. But he just kind of goes out there and just plants himself in the middle of the field, and nobody picks him up, so it's easy pass and catch.
I think it's safe to say that as long as he lives and however many more catches he makes in his career, he'll never have to buy another drink or dinner in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because he caught the game-winning 2-point conversion in LSU's win over Alabama earlier this season.
Yeah, that was a big upset, and I honestly believe that if Daniels doesn't get hurt, they would have won a couple more games already.
Yeah, they were actually in the national championship picture late in the season, but then a couple of injuries caught up to them, and still a very talented LSU team. The 3 of their 4 starting defensive linemen are not playing today, as the Boilermaker defender is being helped off. As soon as I can get a number on him, I'll let you know. Again, we're a long way away from the field here in terms of our positioning is not very good from an angle standpoint. It's a little bit like we were at the Music City Bowl, where we're actually almost too low to the field and can't get a good look. And that is, I'm just going to have to wait and see until he turns his back to us.
I blame Aaron. He should be texting us with this information.
That's true. He's probably watching somewhere. Kitch, can you get a number for us down there?
I was on I'm coming down. It's 20. Is it Sanusi? I hope not. But I'm trying to see. Oh, he just went in the darn team before I got it.
Well, we'll try and figure out by the process of elimination. It started with a 2. I do know that. And so when we come back into play here, LSU is going to have the football with a 1st and 10 at its 45-yard line.
Yeah, and the total domination, 223 total yards versus only 37 for Purdue. And Purdue's offense has only had the ball for 5 minutes and 26 seconds, which means that defense has been on that field virtually the entire first half.
All right, we're going to keep it here, I think, because I think they sent it to the commercial for the network, but we'll hold it here with 9:44 to play in the first half, and LSU leading this one 21-0. We had Ryan Walters on. If you missed it on the pregame show a little bit earlier, we had Ryan on and talking about his excitement and being here, and I think the word he's used more than anything else, Pete, is alignment. He talks about the alignment he has with Mike Bobinski and with Tiffany Grimes in this athletic department. I think they share a common vision, and that vision is to continue to play in New Year's Day bowl games and to continue to win championships.
Yeah, and I believe he can do that. He's a very, very strong presence. When you talk to the guy, you're very, very impressed with him, and I think he's going to do some great things at Purdue.
All right, Kelly Kitchell, I believe you have the number of the injured player for Purdue.
Yeah, it's Brandon Callaway. He's a redshirt freshman from Griffith, Georgia, corner. Getting some of his first action of the year. They just brought him out of the tent, and he's walking around kind of holding his shoulder. Hopefully it's just a stinger or something that will be easily remedied.
We have not seen Reese Taylor back in the football game, have we? I don't think we've seen him.
And he's not on the sideline either. Yeah. So he's either in the locker room or I have not seen him.
So you've got Javon Grigsby in there now at one cornerback, Jamari Brown at the other, Antonio Stevens and Cam Allen are the safeties. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 45-yard line. And an inside handoff cutting back is Noah Kane, and he's dragged down after a pickup of 4 up to the 49-yard line. And it was, I think, Cole Brevard got off the bottom of the pile for Purdue.
I like Cole Brevard. I think Cole Brevard's going to continue to get better and better. He's a big young guy, and he's athletic, and I think he's going to have a good career here.
Tigers quickly up to the line on 2nd and 6. Daniels again looking around, throws it over the middle. Pass is caught, but short of a first down. I don't know if they call now. They finally do call Neighbors down. Jacob Wahlberg tackled him, and it looked like couldn't tell if Neighbors fell on Wahlberg or on the turf, but they blew the play dead at the Purdue 46. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
That's Neighbors' 6th reception. Taylor, the tight end's got 4, and nobody else has. They only have 4 other receptions other than those 2. So those are the 2 guys you want to focus on.
3rd down and 1 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 46. And it's a keeper by Daniels, 45-40, 35-30, shakes the tackle 20, 15, 10, and down at the 9-yard line. And we've got another player slow to get up for the Boilermakers, and that looks like maybe Samisi Fakasieki. Boy, this has been just a mash unit game for Purdue here in the first half.
Yeah, this is kind of tough to watch. We're getting players out on almost every play. Somebody seems getting hurt. And it's tough on you mentally when you're in a situation like this and you're being totally dominated. And that was something before the game. We were worried about Daniel's running ability, and he showed why everybody's concerned about his running ability on that play.
37-yard pickup there for Jaden Daniels. LSU, 269 total yards in the first half. Purdue with 37. 1st and goal for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 9-yard line. Looking to add to a 21-0 lead. They bring Lacey in motion, hand it off inside, and another touchdown going right through is Noah Kane, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. And Pete, I hate to say it, but the route is on.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right, my friend. You're concerned about it when Purdue had the number of players they had that opted out, key players for the team, and this is a tough position to be in as a player. I played in a couple of games like this when I was at Purdue where you were down big early, and it's no fun.
Well, I think Ryan Walters is going to be an interested spectator here in the last 2.5 quarters, because now you want to make sure that you have players that are going to fight to the finish.
Well, I'm going to be an interested spectator as well. I'm going to be very interested to see who keeps on fighting. I can predict a couple of guys.
That was a 5-play, 70-yard drive for LSU. Ramos in to attempt the point after, and the kick is good. So with 8:23 to play in the first half, it is LSU 28, Purdue nothing. We'll take a break. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
I just want to say thanks to all those folks at Sirius for helping make this happen.
I'm having a record year. Relive an unforgettable year of exclusive Sirius XM interviews, concerts, and specials featuring Bruce Springsteen.
The material I look for is rock and soul music.
Brandy Carlisle, Eric Church, and more.
What an incredible night.
22 moments from 2022. Listen now in the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray.
What was it like playing on Christmas Day?
What a blessing to be able to play. So, working on Christmas, first time in my career, I guess I'm a little like Santa Claus. Ironically, I think we actually have the same 40 time. So, it's certainly enjoyable for us to get the win.
Download Let's Go right now on the SXM app or wherever you get your podcasts. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Welcome back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Today's Citrus Bowl broadcast is presented by Purdue Global. Persistence pays off. It's also brought to you by 9-Star Connect and Toyota, each proud partners of Purdue Athletics. Down to the field in Kelly Kitchen.
Yeah, here's the situation, too. Brian Kelly, there's no reason for him to let off the gas or even tell his guys to slow down or try to call plays to keep it in. It's Purdue's job to keep themselves in a football game. So you want to see our guys come back and fight to the very end of this thing, but something has to pop either on a special teams or find a way to get some. I know that they went in with some things that were a little bit tricky, some different plays. I'm not sure. I know that they're wanting to get on their side or on the LSU side of the field to kind of put some of those things in, but Purdue hasn't even built. I'm not even sure if we have crossed the 50, but we haven't gotten very deep into it.
No, it's been a rough first half on both sides of the ball. The Boilermaker pass rush, which we thought would have a chance to get to the quarterbacks today for LSU, has not had any impact at all. The quarterbacks for the Tigers are 14 of 18 for 162 yards. LSU 278 yards of total offense. And so far, the Boilermaker offense has generated just 2 first downs and 37 yards of total offense.
And they haven't had like a ridiculous amount of penalties, only 4 for 30 yards, but they just happened at times where they have a little bit of success and a penalty negates it, or it knocks them from a second and short to a second and long, and the timing of the penalties has not been fortuitous for Purdue.
Bryce Hampton and Tyrone Tracy Jr. are deep for the Boilermakers, waiting for the kickoff from Nathan Dybert. 8:23 to play in the first half, 28-0 Tigers. Purdue made them punt on their opening possession, but since then, LSU 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns. This happened before. The sideline guy, the red hat, was still on the field when LSU kicked it last time, and they started to approach the ball again, and the official said, hold up. I know you're anxious, but... So finally, Dybert puts his left foot into it, and Tyrone Tracy fields it 2 yards deep. He'll bring it out. He's at the 10. He's at the 20 and stopped right at the 20-yard line. Trying to make something happen on special teams, but the Boilermakers will open this drive at the 20-yard line.
But you know what? You admire the kid. He took it in the end zone. He wants to make something happen, and that's a good sign that as long as these kids keep competing, I'll be happy.
Austin Burton so far today, 4 of 9 for 16 yards. Michael Alaimo is the backup quarterback today. He is the sophomore from Montvale, New Jersey. Michael on the season, 5 of 7 for 37 yards. Burton brings him out, 1st and 10 at the 20. 2 receivers to the wide right side. Maccabee, the running back, and now they bring a man in motion from left to right. And they hand it off inside Maccabee, trying to find space on the left side, and he's swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there for Devin. They'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the offensive line at the beginning of the game was getting some push, but that time LSU looks like they're playing downhill. Purdue looks like they're playing uphill. There was a swarm of white jerseys right at the point of attack, and no gain for Devin Mockbee. You got to give him a little bit of a crease.
Little extracurriculars down the field with some of the receivers and defensive backs after that play. 2nd and 10 at the 20. Burton this time wants to throw. Austin looking, throws it over the middle. Pass is caught, but hammered down is Mershawn Rice after a pickup of 3. That was a big hit there by, let's see, that was Micah Baskerville, the linebacker for the Tigers.
Well, at least gives them a little room. 3rd and 7 is better than 3rd and 10. This is a big play for Purdue just to keep that defense on the sidelines.
Baskerville, the leading tackler for this Tiger team. He's also had a pick 6 this season. 3rd and 7. Purdue at its 23. LSU brings 4. Burton throws a swing pass, caught by Mockbee. He's at the 25, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down at about the 29-yard line.
Tell you what, he eked every yard he could get out of that play. He made a nice nifty move after he secured the football. And, we talked a lot about Mockbee's running, but he can catch too.
Well, the Boilermakers are going to go for it here on 4th and 1 at the 29, and LSU is going to take a timeout. Purdue quickly got up to the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers were not quite ready for that 3rd and 1 play.
Don't know if they were actually going to run a play or just try to draw him off sides, but that was a good timeout by Kelly.
Well, I'll tell you what. And I know you don't want to give LSU the ball in a short field, but the way that the Tigers have moved the football here, 4th and 1, you're down 28 points. I just soon see them go for it here, to be honest with you.
Well, coming into this game, when we saw the players that opted out, and we saw that they were going to be undermanned at a lot of positions. They've had some key injuries. You kind of came into this game worried that something like this might happen, and all you're looking for them is to compete and to do everything they can to compete. And if they can keep playing hard, you take that away from this game and then get ready for next year.
Boilermakers have brought the punt team out now following the timeout, and now Jacob Wahlberg is late to get on the field. So it's 4th and 1 for Purdue at the 29 with 6:50 to play in the first half. Clayton is again deep, and they're going to fake the punt, and they're going to get the first down. Short snap, and I believe that's Jack Sullivan with the first down at the 34-yard line. There's your spark.
That'll help, and that's going to go a long way to getting in the kids' heads, get their helmets up a little bit.
I don't know if I got the was it Sullivan or was it somebody else? It was a short snap. And we'll get the player for Purdue after a couple of minutes here, but it was a 5-yard pickup for the Boilermakers and a first down on the fake punt.
I think you got it right. I think that's Jack. At least people are congratulating him.
Yes, it was Jack Sullivan. So Jack Sullivan, Purdue's leading sacker coming in, and he gets the run on the fake punt. So 1st and 10, Boilermakers at the 34. They bring a man in motion, fake the handoff to Mockbee. Burton back to throw, throws to the far sideline, pass incomplete. Over the head of the intended receiver, TJ Sheffield. And again, Joe Fouché on the coverage for the Tigers.
And again, very, very tight coverage. It's the defensive backs from LSU doing a great job of sticking with their men, and there's not a lot of openings out there.
With that incompletion, Austin now 6 of 12 for 25 yards. The Boilermakers 51 yards of total offense here with 6:02 to play in the first half. 2nd down and 10 at their 34. LSU brings 4. Burton throws the near sideline. Pass is caught over the 40 to the 42-yard line. And the catch out there made by TJ Sheffield. Stopped on the play by Major Burns, the nickelback for LSU.
All right, positive play. And for the first time, it seems like forever, Purdue's got 3rd and short instead of 3rd and long.
3rd and 2 for the Boilermakers at the 42-yard line. Purdue is 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversion so far today. They've got 2 receivers to the left, and now as I say that, they bring Deion Burks to the short right side. Burton out of the gun on 3rd and 2. Burton under pressure, scrambling out to his right, looking. He's going to try and run it, and he falls forward to the 44-yard line, and I think he's got the first down. We do have a flag down on the play, and now another flag comes down late.
I'm
and
not
now
so
we got
sure
some
it
pushing
wasn't
and shoving.
targeting. His helmet came out when he got hit, and I'm not sure it wasn't targeting on the first one.
I'll tell you, Marcus Bowe for the Boilermakers is pretty exercised. He took exception to whatever that hit was.
Well, I'll tell you what, I would not want Marcus Bowe mad at me.
6'5", 305, and he's all man. All right, we got 2 flags down in the play, and let's see what the officials are going to come out of here with. The run by Burton was good enough for a first down. It was a great job by Austin to pick up the 2 yards that he needed. And now it's just a question of where we go from here.
Well, Burton's probably going to have to come out. He lost his helmet.
Targeting defense number 13. The previous play is under further review.
That's Joe Fouché, who's been in on a lot of plays early on in this game for LSU, fifth-year senior out of New Orleans. And the Boilermakers are going to get 15 yards out of that. Now, there was another flag that came down, and I didn't see if there was anything that came out of that.
Well, they didn't say anything on the offense, so I think we're okay. I think it's just going to be defensive penalty, and that'll be a first down for Purdue, and they'll have the best field position they've had all day.
Well, I hear some booing across the way from the LSU fans as they showed the replay. So clearly they do not agree. I'm going to get a look at the replay myself right now. I don't think so, Pete. Austin was falling to the turf, and Fouché hit him, but he did not hit him at all with the crown of his helmet or even with his shoulder. It's coming up right there. I think that's just the case where Austin is falling in an awkward position.
After further review, there is no foul for targeting. It'll be first down.
Yeah, that's a good pickup there.
Yeah, I agree. First down, though.
Yes, it is. So after all that, it's a 2-yard gain by Austin Burton and a Purdue first down.
A big gain by Austin Burton.
Drew Bibber is in there now as the tight end. We saw Andrew Sawinski leave the game early for Purdue with an apparent shoulder injury. So we've seen mostly Mershawn Rice, TJ Sheffield, Deion Burks, and Tyrone Tracy at the wide receiver spots. 2 receivers left, 1 right on 1st and 10 for Purdue at the 44. And now we've got a whistle, and what do we have here?
Might be timeout.
No, Burton has to come out of the game.
That's what I thought.
There's no foul for targeting. Number 12 has to sit out of play.
So that'll bring Michael Alimo into the game, I would assume. Here he comes. So Burton has to take a seat after picking up the 2-yard first down. So Michael Alimo will get his first snap of the game.
I assumed he had to come out for a snap. I think Purdue tried to sneak him in there.
1st and 10. We'll see if they hand off to Maccabee here. LSU thinks so. They're crowding the line, and here's Alimo looking to throw, scrambling out to his right, and he has to throw it into the sideline. And then he was hit really late. And he's looking to the official asking why there was no flag thrown.
But the official did help him up.
Yeah, well, that's good. Greg Penn III looked like he drove him. I can guarantee if this is an NFL game, Pete, there are 14 flags on the field right now. But not here. And now Austin Burton checks back in on 2nd and 10 play. It wasn't a vicious hit, but it looked like it was well after the ball had been released.
It was after the ball was, and he stayed on it. He stayed with them all the way to the ground. That will draw a penalty in a lot of games.
2 receivers each side for the Boilermakers on 2nd and 10 at the 44. 5:07 to play in the first half. Deion Burks goes in motion to the left-hand side, and they run an inside handoff to the near side of Maccabee, and Maccabee dragged down from behind at the 49-yard line. Good weak side pursuit on the play by LSU, and that was, again, Greg Penn, the linebacker from Baltimore, Maryland.
But a nice gain on 2nd down by Maccabee and sets up 3rd and manageable, about 5 yards.
Devin Maccabee, 5 yards there. He's got 26 for the game, so he needs 54 yards for 1,000 on the season. It's 3rd down and 5 for the Boilermakers at their own 49-yard line. 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. It's been all Tigers so far. They lead at 28-0. Tight formation on this 3rd down play. Maccabee goes in motion for an empty backfield. Burton throws it over the middle. Pass is caught. First down, Boilermakers. That's Tyrone Tracy Jr. inside the 45. They'll put him down at the 41-yard line. A 10-yard pickup and a first down.
Good job by Tracy. He slammed on the brakes after he made the reception to cut back outside. But unfortunately, this turf's been a little bit of an issue for our players. He lost his balance when he tried to pivot.
Yeah, they have field turf here at Orlando, and I can tell you it's as dry as a bone. Again, an empty backfield. Burton looking to throw. Throws it down the far sideline, and that pass is incomplete. TJ Sheffield was the intended receiver, but Fouché was running stride for stride with him. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the coverage by the defensive backs from LSU. They're not giving them much room.
I think that was actually Mershawn Rice, number 9, instead of number 8. Now Rice, after taking that long sprint down the sideline, will get a breather on the near side. So Yassine is in along with Tracy. They're split out to the left-hand side. Sheffield to the short right side on 2nd and 10 at the Tiger 41. Tyrone Tracy comes in motion. Inside handoff. Fake. Burton throws it. Pass is complete. Paul Paferi, and he's got another first down to the 31-yard line. Maybe even the 30 for an 11-yard pickup.
Nice job by the offense, and it does your heart good. They didn't quit. They're going out there and methodically moving down the field, and all of a sudden they look a little bit more comfortable out there.
By far Purdue's best drive of the game. In fact, this will be coming up the 14th play of this drive. Remember, it was kept alive on a fake punt. Jack Sullivan running for a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the LSU 30. Again, Burton wants to throw. Austin throwing down the far sideline. That pass is intercepted. Intercepted inside the 5, coming down the right sideline, 15, 20, 25-yard line and tackle there. We'll get a number as we can, but that was an underthrown pass into double coverage. And I believe intercepting the ball for LSU was Jarek Bernard Converse. And here they go again with their celebration down in the end zone. And that one, I think, is that a flag or is that?
That's a flag.
There's a flag down in the field right now. So Austin Burton with his first pick of the day and his second of the season. The flag is down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, the Purdue offense had some success that time, gave their defense a little bit of time to get some rest on the sidelines, talk to their coaches, and try to figure out how to slow down this LSU offense.
The officials having a conference. And we're going to get a call here shortly. Perhaps.
The ruling on the field is an interception by the defense. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. LSU number 24, that's his first of the game. Half the distance to the goal. First down LSU.
And that was Jarek Bernard Converse, the player who came up with the interception. So it'll take it back to the Tiger 12-yard line where they will start this drive with 3:11 to play in the first half.
Football is a very, very emotional game. You got to play with a high level of emotion, and I still don't understand how players make mistakes like that. Make the play, get back to your huddle, get to your teammates. You don't need to celebrate every time you do your job.
Celebrate with somebody, and on the sideline is the best place to do it. But it's a me world, Pete. We're just living in it. Said the grumpy old men up in the radio booth today.
Let's see if we can get a turnover here and do something exciting on defense.
Yeah, LSU on the season is actually -1 coming in, so now they're even on the season in turnovers. And it looks like Nussmeier will quarterback this drive starting at the 12-yard line. They bring the tight end Taylor in motion from left to right. And Nussmeier wants to throw on first down. Throws to the far side. Pass is caught by Taylor. He goes out of bounds. Chased there by Nick Carraway. They'll put him out at the 18-yard line for a 6-yard pickup.
That's Taylor's 5th reception. He's almost to 100 yards, and he's been a huge part of this offense.
So 2nd down and 4. The clock is moving again with 2:50 to play in the opening half. LSU has 2 timeouts remaining. Nussmeier again wants to throw it. Nussmeier throws to the far side. Pass is caught. Nice tumbling catch right on the sideline in front of the LSU bench, and that was Kyron Lacey, the transfer from Louisiana Lafayette, up to the 30-yard line.
Yeah,
that 12.
That ball was thrown behind him, but he was able to get his entire body around, secure the football while staying in bounds. Impressive effort.
Clock is moving again after they move the chains. 2:22 to play in the first half. LSU with a 1st and 10 at its 30-yard line. Trips to the left-hand side. Now Taylor goes in motion from left to right. Nussmeier claps his hands, looks to throw. Throws to the near side, got a man wide open. Coming to the near side this is Neighbors at the 45-yard line. Bryce Hampton on the tackle. That's a 15-yard pickup, and Nussmeier has come in and done a nice job off the bench for LSU.
Yeah, and 2 receivers doing all the damage. Neighbors has 7 receptions now. Taylor has 5, and that's been their offense.
Neighbors needed 146 yards on the day to hit 1,000 for the season. He's at 80 yards right now. 1st and 10, LSU at its 45 with 1:45 to play in the half. Boilermakers shift down defensively. Neighbors comes in motion. And Neighbors is going to throw it. He's got men wide open down the field. He throws, it's caught, And this is Lacey inside the 20, shakes the tackle at the 15. He's at the 10, and finally dragged down at the 10. They threw a backward pass to Neighbors. He threw it down the field. He had two men wide open, and Lacey makes the catch down to the 10-yard line.
Those are the kinds of plays that you could run and be successful at when you have a quarterback that can run as well as their quarterback can run. All the defensive backs came up to support the run, and that was an easy pass and catch.
That's a 45-yard pickup. First and goal for the Tigers at the 10. This drive started at their 12-yard line. Nussmeier back to throw. Again, steps up in the pocket, throws complete, and the touchdown. That was Brian Thomas outracing the Boilermaker defense to the right pylon, and LSU has added to its lead here with just over a minute to play in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of points, a lot of yards, and kind of playing pass and catch out there today. Just very, very little pass rush from Purdue, and when you give their quarterbacks that much time, they're going to find the open receivers, and they've had them.
And I think that's the most surprising and the most shocking part today, Pete, is Purdue's just had absolutely no rush at all. So it'll be Ramos in to attempt the extra point with 1:07 to play in the first half. LSU has scored on its last 5 possessions. And pending the extra point here, they lead it by 5 touchdowns.
365 yards in the first half. That's just crazy.
Ramos puts it up and puts it through. So we have a timeout. 1:07 to play in the first half. 35-0 LSU. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Saturdays are made for football. And when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A cracked Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments, made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving into Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Or surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it!
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium. Here's the play-by-play from Tim.
Nathan Dibert with a touchback on the kickoff. Boilermakers will start 1st and 10 at the 25, trailing 35-0, 1:07 to play in the first half. Austin Burton to throw. Throws to the far sideline. Pass is almost intercepted. That would have been a pick 6. Micah Baskerville jumped the route as Devin Maccabee was the intended receiver. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
I think Maccabee did a great job of knocking that ball out of his hands, so that would have been a pick 6.
I'd like to see maybe a Devin Maccabee run here and pop through this LSU defense.
That would be wonderful.
Devin's only had 6 carries for 26 yards so far. They're going to throw him a swing pass to the near side. He catches 25-30, 35-37. You got to get the ball in that young man's hands.
I agree. Every time he is the guy that makes the plays, and he just doesn't get enough opportunities.
Deion Burks and Jay Ward exchanging pleasantries after the play. Pickup was 11 to the 36. Clock stops to move the chains. 55 seconds, and now the clock runs. Burton looking to throw. Throws to the far side. Pass is caught. Abdur Rahman Yassin with the catch to the 44-yard line. That's only his 3rd reception of the season. It's an 8-yard pickup. Boilermakers quickly come up to the line of scrimmage. They have all 3 timeouts left. Not going to use one here on 2nd down and 2. Trips to the short side. Burton under pressure, and Burton takes the sack. The one thing you cannot do in the 2-minute offense, he took the sack. LSU brought blitzers, and getting through to him was Xavier Carter, a sophomore defensive lineman from Atlanta.
Their first timeout of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
I didn't like the play call where you had him drop straight back in the pocket. When you have a quarterback that can run, I like to see a lot more play action, get him to the outside, let him use his speed, and they just kind of put him back in the pocket. They came with the blitz, and I was just getting excited because Purdue was going to get to the 100-yard mark, but that might have taken that away.
It was 2nd and 2. Now after the loss, it is going to be 3rd and 13. Purdue is 3 of 8 today on 3rd down conversions. Austin Burton on the day is 11 of 20 for 73 yards and 1 interception. Mike Alimo threw an incomplete pass in his only play of the first half. Total yardage, LSU 365, Purdue 94, and it has been that kind of a first half. Tigers with 2 touchdowns in the first, 3 touchdowns here in the second.
Thank you.
After punting on their first drive, they've scored on their last 5 offensive possessions.
Purdue has done a great job, one of the best in the country at time of possession, and it's 33-43 to 13-14.
Yeah. All right, Boilermakers with a 3rd down and 13 back at the 32. Burton pump fakes, and he's going to be sacked again. That was Makai Wingo, the all-everything defensive tackle, and now LSU is going to take a timeout here with 21 seconds to play in the half. So 2 consecutive sacks there on Austin Burton. The Boilermakers had given up 24 sacks on the season coming in, but that was the 3rd of the afternoon so far.
And that was just the relative inexperience of Austin. When he gets a rush like that, he's just got to pull the ball back in, take off, get as many yards as he can, and he pulled it back in and just stayed there. It was an easy sack.
You have to believe at this point, Pete, LSU is going to bring 10 guys and try to bring the house and block this punt with 25 seconds to play.
Yeah, Brian Kelly's got the personality. He is not going to feel sorry for Purdue.
Gregory Clayton Jr. is back to field this punt.
He's trying to, like Kitch says, it's not his job to slow it down. It's Purdue's, and Purdue has not been doing a good job. They got over 100 yards for about a second and then had 2 back-to-back sacks, and that knocked them down under the 100-yard mark for total offense.
4th and 22. Here's the snap. And Jack this time gets a tumbling kick to the near sideline. Clayton calls a fair catch and makes it backpedaling at about the 28-yard line with 20 seconds to play in the first half.
Another good punt by Jack. He's been utilized a lot today, and he's done well.
So LSU will have 1 more possession here with 20 seconds to play in the opening half. And the Boilermakers are going to have to regroup and see what they can do to make this game respectable in the second half. But it's really been a dominating performance by the Tigers today.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. They're playing. They look like they're having a lot of fun. Purdue's look like they're just trying to hang on. And they've had 38 total plays. LSU, Purdue's had 35, but LSU's done a lot more with theirs.
And now it looks like LSU's going to take a knee, although beware. Jaden Daniels in the kneel down, and they are going to take a knee, and that will send us to the locker room. So we've reached the halfway point of the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl in Orlando, and our score at halftime, LSU 35, Purdue nothing. Our Coors Light halftime report is coming up. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Electric Plus has the mission to be the best electrical contractor in Indiana, leading the league in new construction, modernizations, and service repair. Family-owned and operated Electric Plus serves our communities with pride. We have 24/7 emergency coverage for all businesses, with offices in Lafayette, Avon, Kokomo, and Bloomington. Check us out online today. Visit electricplus.com and boiler up.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Boilermaker football lives here. This is Purdue football from Learfield. After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded black tie gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield, Boilermaker Football is brought to you by Purdue Global. Persistence pays off. Bayer Tri-Volt. Have you heard about the new Tri-Volt premium corn herbicide from Bayer? It will give you consistent weed control for up to 8 weeks in a variety of weather conditions. Unity Healthcare, your preferred healthcare partner for exceptional care. Purdue Federal Credit Union, the official credit union for Purdue fans. And by Hill Mechanical Contractors, building the future for over 85 years. Now live, Boilermaker Football is on the air.
And we welcome you back to halftime at the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Nate Barrett filling in today for Rob Blackman, who will have the call tonight as the Purdue men's basketball team, ranked number 1 in the nation, hosting Rutgers at Mackey Arena. Pregame at 6, and, of course, the tip at 7. Don't forget also, Rob will be with Alan Karpick to take your calls and put the final touches on this football season. That's coming up with Boilermaker Sports Wrap on many of these same Learfield stations after our broadcast concludes here from Orlando. This is the Coors Light halftime show. Coors Light Mountain Cold Refreshment, made to chill, proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Well, there are some scoring highlights to get to from the first half. Unfortunately, they're all on the wrong side. We start off with LSU on their second drive overall. They punted their first drive, then the Boilermakers punted. Then LSU gets in the scoring column with 7:01 to go in the first quarter. This one is John Emery on a 1-yard touchdown run, capping off a 10-play, 63-yard drive that took 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Here's Tim's call.
3rd and goal at the 1. Again, the carry inside. Emery spins off one man, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. John Emery Jr., his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Tigers get on the board here midway through the first quarter.
Purdue would punt on the ensuing drive. LSU on their 3rd drive of the game. The Tigers hit again. This time it's Noah Kane on a 9-yard touchdown run that caps off an 8-play, 67-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 21 seconds, and this is what it sounded like.
And here's a handoff to Kane inside. He's inside the 5, and into the end zone goes Noah Kane with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game, and LSU leads it 13-0 with just over a minute to play in the first quarter.
LSU led it 14-0 at the end of the first. The Boilermakers would fumble. Dylan Downing getting hurt on that fumble play, which was overturned on replay, but the Boilermakers still not able to capitalize, and they punt. LSU on their 4th drive. Again, this time it's Jaden Daniels moving the football easily, and he is going to find his tight end, Mason Taylor. Taylor with a 32-yard touchdown catch, capping off a 5-play, 62-yard drive in 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and here's what it sounded like.
Daniels looking to throw. He got all day to throw. Looking. Now he scrambles on the near side, throws to Taylor, the tight end. He's inside the 20, inside the 15, 10-5 touchdown. Boilermakers missed the tackle at about the 20-yard line, and Mason Taylor goes in for the score. A 32-yard touchdown pass, and the Tigers lead it 20-0.
That came at the 13:03 mark. The Boilermakers not able to capitalize yet again, and then Noah Kane with this 9-yard touchdown run, 5 plays, 70 yards, a minute 39 on this drive that would make it 28-0. Here's the call.
They bring Lacey in motion, hand it off inside. and another touchdown going right through. It's Noah Kane, his third rushing touchdown of the game. And Pete, I hate to say it, but the route is on.
If there was a highlight for Purdue in the first half, it comes on this 4th and 2 punt formation where the Boilermakers go for the fake. And here's what Tim's call sounded like.
So it's 4th and 1 for Purdue at the 29 with 6:50 to play in the first half. Clayton is again deep, and they're going to fake the punt, and they're going to get the first down. Short snap, and I believe that's Jack Sullivan with the first down at the 34-yard line. There's your spark.
It was going to be the spark, but Austin Burton picked off on that drive. The Boilermakers not able to capitalize. It was a long drive for Purdue in the first half. Then LSU capping off the scoring with 1:07 to go as Nussmeier comes in and finds Thomas for a 10-yard touchdown, a 5-play, 87-yard drive with 2:23 off the clock. Here's the sound.
First and goal for the Tigers at the 10. This drive started at their 12-yard line. Nussmeier back to throw. Again, steps up in the pocket, throws complete, and the touchdown. That was Brian Thomas outracing the Boilermaker defense to the right pylon, and LSU has added to its lead here with just over a minute to play in the first half.
Nussmeier saw a lot of the time as the half went on, finding Brian Thomas there. So that's all the scoring in the first half. 35-0. The 9-4 LSU Tigers leading the 8-5 Purdue Boilermakers here at the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. We'll have more of the Coors Light halftime report, and we'll look at halftime stats when we come back. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Getting your degree online as a working adult doesn't mean you have to sacrifice a high-quality education. For 153 years, as one of the world's most respected and innovative universities, Purdue has been making top-tier education accessible to all. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution designed for the working adult with life experience and often some college credit, but no degree. Earn your degree with a name you can be proud of at purdueglobal.edu.
If Big Ten football runs deep in your veins, then Sirius XM Big Ten Radio is where you need to be. We're talking conference and team previews, live games, news and analysis from experts like Anthony Herron, Bobby Carpenter, Jake Butt, Matt McGloin, and Ben Hartside. Coaches shows, championship specials, and more. Get inside Big Ten football like nowhere else. Feed your fandom on the Sirius XM app. Stay up to date anywhere you go. Just download the app to start streaming.
There is no denying winning is in our DNA. This is Boilermaker Football from Learfield.
This is Matt Schick.
And this is Anthony Herron.
Catch us every weekday on Big Ten This Morning from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern on Channel 372.
Hear from the biggest names in the conference. James Franklin, Penn State football.
College football is changing. Tom Izzo, head coach of Michigan State.
We got some really good teams in our league.
If it's done or said in the Big Ten,
bygone Dvorchia,
we will break it down for you.
If you love the Big Ten, this is your home for the best conference in college sports.
Big Ten, baby!
Big Ten This Morning, Sirius XM, Channel 372.
Big Ten 372! Big Ten 372!
This is a message for Big Ten football fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking about Big Ten football all the time as part of your subscription? Our analysts have a combined 28 years of Big Ten playing experience with 8 conference titles to show for it. Big Ten Radio is on Sirius XM Channel 372, or just search Big Ten Radio on the SXM app and tap Favorite. Sirius XM Sports. We're more than just a game.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by Purdue University. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, 35-0 at the half. Number 17, LSU over the Boilermakers. This is the Coors Light halftime show. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers 2023 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Let's take a look at the halftime stats on this one for LSU. 364 yards of total total offense against 86 yards of total offense for the Boilermakers. Through the air, 249 yards for LSU, 73 for Purdue. Just 13 rushing yards net for Purdue, 115 for the LSU Tigers. Tigers have been penalized twice for 6 yards. Purdue has 4 penalties for 30 yards in the first half. 16 first downs for LSU, 8 for the Boilermakers. On fourth downs, each team is 1 of 1. LSU has run 39 total plays to 35 for the Boilermakers. Time of possession, 46-10 for the... Well, that can't be right. We'll come back to that one because there's a stat mishap there. I can tell you on the monitor that LSU has sacked the Boilermakers 3 times and no sacks for the Boilermakers of QBs for LSU. Daniels, the starting quarterback, Jaden Daniels, who has left the game. It looks like Garrett Nussmeier likely to go the rest of the way. Daniels, 10 of 12 for a touchdown and 123 yards, leading the way for LSU in the passing attack. Nussmeier, 8 of 10 for 81 yards. Austin Burton, 11 of 20 for the Boilermakers for 73 yards. We'll take this break on the Coors Light halftime show. When we come back, Brian Houseworth's going to take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard presented by Tri-Volt. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Saturdays are made for football, and when the game is on, we're finally off. Off duty, offline, out of office. A cracked Coors Light is our do not disturb message to the world. On game day, we don't think about the 9 to 5, but worry about the 4th and 1. So this Saturday, grab a Coors Light, press play on some pigskin, and pause on everything else. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments, made to chill. Proud sponsor of the Purdue Boilermakers. 2021 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
U.S. Foods and the Purdue Boilermakers. What a recipe for success. Like Purdue, we both stand for quality and value. From our state-of-the-art Indianapolis-based distribution center, we at U.S. Foods are committed to meeting our customers' needs by providing all your quality food service and equipment products throughout all of Indiana and Northern Kentucky. It's what we do to bring guests into your business every day that makes the difference. Enjoy the game and remember, U.S. Foods, the official food service supplier of Purdue Athletics.
This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
Sometimes music is the motivation. So fuel your 2023 shape up with specially designed app-exclusive workout channels from SiriusXM's Hip Hop Nation,
Blew a lot of money on clothes,
BPM, Pop 2K, and more. With more than 10 to choose from, the music that moves you is just a tap away. For a limited time on Channel 104 starting Wednesday. Or listen to them anytime and anywhere on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analysts in the country leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
Live from the Learfield Network studios, this is the College Scoreboard.
And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. We wish everyone across the great state of Indiana a happy new year as well. I'm Brian Houseworth, live in studio. Our out-of-town scores presented by Tri-Volt. There's an exciting new premium corn herbicide from Bayer. It's called Tri-Volt. It's got some pretty amazing claims. Get consistent weed control update weeks, a variety of weather conditions. See for yourself, TriVoltInAction.com. We're at the half right now in Orlando, Camping World Stadium, Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Number 17 LSU leading Purdue right now, 35-0 at the half. Your second half is coming up. A reminder, in many of these same stations on the Boilermaker Sports Network, college hoops tonight. Rutgers, number 1 Purdue. On the call tonight, Rob Blackman, Bobby West Scott, Matt Painter's Boilermakers coming in with a record of 13-0. That game moved to 7 o'clock tonight. The hoops game at Mackey Arena to accommodate the Citrus Bowl. In the Big Ten right now, in bowl action, the Big Ten is at 4-2. Now, that does not include the games that are underway right now. I'll have an update on all of these coming up at our post-game report. Right now, the Relia Quest Bowl in Tampa, 4 minutes to play. Number 22, Mississippi State. Illinois tied at 10. Again, late fourth quarter, the Fighting Illini quarterback Tommy DeVito has a touchdown run.
Washington lined up short to the left, second and goal at the 2, no gain. Here is DeVito on a keeper. Runs it left. He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Illinois.
That's how it sounded on Learfield. Brian Barnhart there on the call. And again, both teams coming over the record of 8-4 late in the fourth quarter, tied at 10. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, AT&T Stadium in Arlington. These are non-Big Ten teams, but a big game nonetheless. Number 16, Tulane. Number 10, USC. Trojans up 28-14. Caleb Williams, 3 touchdowns for the Green Wave. Jaquan Jackson with an amazing touchdown catch, 87 yards.
Second down and 6. Clap of the hands by Pratt. He's looking to throw. 3-man rush, delayed blitz over the middle, and it's caught. Jaquan Jackson across the 25, turns to the right, is at the 30, finds the sideline, 40, away he goes. 50 to the 40 to the 30. Stay going, Jaquan. 10, 5, touchdown, Tulane! Jaquan Jackson, 88 yards to the house.
It's Corey Glore with the call on Learfield, and a great job there by Tulane. But again, USC, a lot of firepower with the Heisman Trophy winner up by 2 touchdowns. College football playoff action on Saturday. Again, the Big Ten has lost 2 games by a combined 7 points. Ohio State was up in the fourth quarter in this game, 38-24. Georgia comes back. Ohio State still an amazing job by their quarterback, C.J. Stroud.
Xavier Johnson alone in the backfield. Now Rossi moving in motion on the right side. Stroud back to pass, rolling to his right. Short toss goes out of Ibuka, right side, 5-yard line. Touchdown, Emeka Ibuka. As he catches the pass from C.J. Stroud, takes it in from 10 yards out, and Ohio State has increased their lead 34-24 over Georgia.
Paul Keels there on the call from Learfield. Georgia wins it 42-41. Michigan falls to TCU, the other semifinal, 51-45. Again at the half, LSU up over Purdue 35-0. I'm Brian Houseworth, live in studio. This is the Boilermakers Sports Network.
Hancock County, Indiana, located just 15 minutes from downtown Indianapolis near I-70 and I-465, is open for business. Learn why we are one of the fastest growing communities in Indiana. With access to available land, infrastructure, transportation, and a regional airport, join other national brands like Amazon, Carvana, and Walmart, and discover why we are the best kept secret in central Indiana. This message brought to you by the Hancock County Economic Development Council. Visit us at HancockEDC.com or at 317-477-7241.
University Bookstore is the place to find your perfect fits. We carry all the name brands like Nike, Champion, Columbia, and League. So whether in the stands or walking down the streets, at University Bookstore, we have what you're looking for. We are more than a bookstore. We are Purdue, the official bookstore of Purdue Athletics and home of the original Purdue Peace.
University Bookstore, you're more than just a bookstore.
The train is coming. This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded black tie gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Loggins, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Matt Schick.
And this is Anthony Herron.
Catch us every weekday on Big Ten This Morning from 8 to 11 a.m. Eastern on Channel 372.
Hear from the biggest names in the conference. James Franklin, Penn State football.
College football is changing. Tom Izzo, head coach of Michigan State.
We got some really good teams in our league.
If it's done or said in the Big Ten, bygone Dvorak, we will break it down for you.
If you love the Big Ten, this is your home for the best conference in college sports.
Big Ten, baby!
Big Ten This Morning, SiriusXM, Channel 372.
Boilermaker football is brought to you by Purdue Global. Persistence pays off. Bayer Trivolt. Have you heard about the new Trivolt premium corn herbicide from Bayer? It will give you consistent weed control for up to 8 weeks in a variety of weather conditions. InterVision Advanced Medical Imaging, the official imaging partner of Purdue Athletics. Purdue Federal Credit Union, the official credit union for Purdue fans. And by Hill Mechanical Contractors, building the future for over 85 years. Now, with the call of the second half, here's Tim Newton and Pete Quinn.
LSU leading Purdue 35-0 as we get ready for the second half. Our second half kickoff is presented by our game sponsor, Rolls-Royce, one of the world's leading technology and aerospace companies. For a career that takes flight, interview on campus with Rolls-Royce. So it'll be Nathan Dybert to kick it away for the Tigers. They scored on their last 5 possessions of the first half and lead at 35-0, outgaining Purdue 364-86 in that first half. And Pete, now the battle is just to stay in the game, take it one possession at a time, and try to get the wheels back on the bus.
Yep, you had a good season. You're a good, solid football team. You're going through a little adversity. Just go out there, play as hard as you can possibly play, and then get ready for next year.
Dybert kicks it out of the end zone for a touchback, and before we get our first play from scrimmage, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Tonight, after the games, tune in to College Football Overtime to hear from the top performers of the day on ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM Channel 84.
Boilermakers taking over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Austin Burton, the quarterback. Devin Mockabee lined up behind him. LSU shows a blitz. They bring the blitz from the left side. Mockabee squirts through the right side, gets over the 30 to the 31-yard line. A 6-yard pickup for Devin Mockabee, who now has 32 yards on 7 carries.
Found an open crease, does what Devin does, did a good job on first down, and yet again, he slipped again when he was making his cut. He's just, he's slipping on the field, but he is still effective.
Mockabee comes out now on 2nd and 4 as the Boilermakers go with an empty backfield. It's a tight formation on the left side. 2nd down and 4 at the 31. Burton waits for the snap and takes it. Austin throws to the far side. Pass is incomplete behind the intended receiver, Deion Burks. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 4. Purdue 3 of 9 on 3rd down plays in that first half.
Yeah, there's a little opening there, but Austin missed it.
Austin now with that incompletion is 11 of 21 for 73 yards. Purdue's offense, with one exception, has not really been able to get it going. They had one sustained drive, but it ended in an interception near the goal line. 3rd and 4, option play to the right side, pitch to Mockabee, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. Nice open field tackle by Greg Brooks Jr. at the 34. That'll bring up a 4th and 1, and Purdue's going to line up quickly offensively and go for it here. LSU making changes, but Purdue did not make changes. They can snap the ball here.
Snap it.
They need to snap it. They need to snap it. They waited too long.
No, they
handed it off to Mockabee, and Mockabee stopped short, and they do get the flags now.
Yeah, there was still a player left.
All right. So LSU will be called for too many men on the field, and that will give the Boilermakers a first down.
Substitution, defense number 17, 5-yard penalty, first down.
All right, so Purdue will get the ball up to the 39. I didn't see the last guy not get off.
They had a guy about 5 yards away, so good job by Austin.
Yeah, Harold Perkins, one of the linebackers, was running off. I know he got to the sidelines on time, but I didn't see the other guy. So 1st and 10, and that's only the 3rd penalty of the game against LSU for 11 yards. Purdue's had 4 penalties for 30 yards. They bring a man in motion here. It's Burks. Burton back to throw. Austin under pressure, throws a screen over Maccabee's head, and boy, if he makes that catch, he's got 3 blockers in front of him.
That was a perfect play call, and the line let him through a little bit too quickly, so he had to kind of jump and throw a little rainbow, and just got over his head. But like you said, if he can get that to Mockabee, he had a lot of running room.
He might still be running. 2nd down and 10 at the 39, 13:39 to play in the 3rd quarter. LSU leading 35-0. Bibber, the tight end, drew a sophomore from Cedarburg, Wisconsin. And here's another handoff to Mockabee trying to turn the corner. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. Just keep giving the ball to Devin Mockabee. As Fouché makes the tackle, Boilermaker fans thought it might be a little bit late. They're going to put him out at the 44. Another 5-yard pickup, and that's 40 yards now for Devin Mockabee. That's halfway to what he needed for his 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, and he's averaging, his average yards per carry is very, very impressive. It's over 4+ yards, and I just keep feeding Mockabee. It shortens the game, and It'll help me get my wish of him getting 80 yards and 1,000 yards on the season.
3rd and 5 for the Boilermakers at their 44. LSU brings a blitz. Burton under pressure, rolling out, throws the ball, is caught. This is Sheffield, and he stepped out of bounds. And he's going to be short of the first down. TJ just couldn't get his momentum switched back up the field, and he ran out of bounds in front of the Boilermaker bench around the 45. It'll be 4th down and 4.
And it looks like Purdue might be trying it. They might at least be trying to draw them off sides.
Boilermakers converting on their only 4th down try today. They are 16 of 27 on the season. And it's 4th and 4 here at the 45-yard line.
Sends the message to your team that your coaches haven't given up.
Yep. 2 receivers left, 1 right. See if LSU brings extra pressure. They only rush 4. Burton throws it over the middle. Pass is incomplete, almost intercepted. Baskerville jumped the route. It was an intended slant pattern for Deion Burks, and that'll bring out the LSU offense as they take over on downs in Purdue territory, and we will take a timeout. With 12:25 to play in the 3rd quarter, LSU 35, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
The Boilermakers know a successful season demands a powerhouse team with a can-do attitude. So does Case IH. We're committed to developing the most powerful, productive, and reliable equipment. From tillage, planting, and harvesting to hay and forage, Case IH equipment meets every challenge in the field and wins. Check out a leading lineup by visiting your local Case IH dealer or go to caseih.com/Boilermakers and boiler up.
The train is coming. Touchdown, Boilermakers! This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
I just want to say thanks to all those folks at Sirius for helping make this happen.
I'm having a record year.
Relive an unforgettable year of exclusive SiriusXM interviews, concerts, and specials featuring Bruce Springsteen.
The material I look for is rock and soul music.
Brandy Carlisle, Eric Church, and more.
What an incredible night.
22 moments from 2022. Listen now in the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray. What was it like playing on Christmas Day?
What a blessing to be able to play. So, working on Christmas, first time in my career, I guess I'm a little like Santa Claus. Ironically, I think we actually have the same 40 time. So it's certainly enjoyable for us to get the win.
Download Let's Go right now on the SXM app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium. Purdue fans, StubHub is the easiest way to experience every Boilermaker game. Check the virtual view, score your seats, and get your tickets delivered instantly. StubHub is the official ticketing partner of Purdue Athletics. StubHub, be there. Time for a field report brought to you by DeKalb Brand Corn. Let's go to Kitch.
Well, let's report on the field since it's a field report. And, this turf down here is kind of interesting. It's got a substance. They said it's a proprietary substance that's on there. It's like a brown piece. So you got the deep, you got the rubber that's deep in there, and then the other brown is supposed to keep it cooler on the field. It does. I can tell your feet don't get as hot down here, so that's a good thing. I mean, I'm looking for the positives today. The field is not as hot as I was expecting.
Well, there you go. While we're sending out well wishes along with your feet, I want to send our well wishes. Brian Houseworth, who does a great job for us on our studio updates and our scoreboard updates. His mom had a stroke and some mini strokes and is in the hospital. She's going to need some rehab. She's listening to us today in St. Louis. So to Brian's mom, best of luck, get well, and we thank you for listening to us today. And we thank Brian for the job he does for us all season long. LSU takes over on downs at the Purdue 45-yard line with 12:25 to play. And now let's see if the Boilermaker defense can come up with some stops. Javon Grigsby is still in there. I think we've seen the end of Reese Taylor today. He went out very early in this game. And Daniels is back to throw for the Tigers, throwing a deep one down the right side, and that pass is incomplete. It looked like the receiver down there, Malik Neighbors, may have lost that one in the sun. Javon Grigsby was back there with him, but Pete, it looked like he never looked up for the foot. Actually, that was Brian Thomas. Looked like he never looked up for the ball.
I think you nailed that. I think he did lose it in the sun, and the coverage was pretty decent. I'd love to have seen him turn around, maybe have a chance at a pick there. I do like the play call. It's just go for it on a turnover on downs. I love going for the end zone.
So 2nd and 10 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 45. The tight end Taylor goes in motion. They throw a quick one on the near side, incomplete. Lacey was the intended receiver. He ran a hitch, but Daniels misfired for one of the few times today. That'll bring up a 3rd and 10.
I think they were on a different page there, buddy. Daniels expected him to hook, and he just kept going straight. If he would have stopped, it would have been an easy pass and catch.
Well, LSU's been a great 3rd down team all season at 47%. They are 5 of 7 today. 3rd down and 10 at the Purdue 45-yard line.
And with the lead like they've got, they're probably in 4-down territory anyway.
Yeah. Noah Kane is the running back here. Purdue looks like they're going to bring a blitz. Here they come. No, they only brought 4. They dropped everybody back. Daniels, though, has too much time to throw. Throws it complete to the far side. Pass is caught, and it's close to a 1st down. That is Landon Ibieta. And they're going to give him the 1st down, a generous spot at the 35-yard line. That looked like he was about half a yard short.
It was pretty close. I got a really good look at it. It's right in front of our booth, and he might have been a little short, but not much.
So LSU keeps the drive alive on that 3rd down and 10 conversion. 1st and 10 at the Boilermaker 35-yard line. 2 receivers left. They bring a man in motion, and they fake the handoff. Daniels running to the near side, and he's tackled at the 31-yard line. It was Mo Omonade along with Bryce Hampton on the stop for the Boilermakers.
Daniels is the leading rusher on this football team, LSU team coming in this game, and leading rusher today. He's got 130. Well, that's his passing yards. He's got 62 rushing yards now to lead all the rushers for LSU.
37 of those came on one run in the first half.
Yep.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers at the Purdue 31-yard line. Kane offsets to the right-hand side. He's got a couple of rushing touchdowns today. Daniels throws to the far side. Pass is caught. This is Thomas, and he's got a 1st down again at the 24-yard line. Bryce Hampton on the coverage. But that's a quick pitch and catch, 6 yards on the play, and LSU gets its 18th 1st down of the game.
Daniels is known for his running, but he's got a strong arm. That was all the way across the field. Purdue gave him a little bit too much cushion, and that ball got there quickly.
You look at this LSU team, they got a lot of underclassmen coming back next year. 1st and 10 at the 24. And Daniels again wants to throw. Pump fakes. Throws to the near side for Neighbors. That pass is incomplete. Nice coverage on the play for the Boilermakers. And that was Camden Childers who helped break that one up. We saw Camden earlier in the year, the converted wide receiver from Fort Wayne.
Tell you what, that was fantastic coverage. He not only stayed with him, but he turned around so that he had a chance to get the ball as well, which means no pass interference.
So it's a 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers at the Purdue 24-yard line. And this time they hand it off inside Kane, inside the 20, inside the 15. Hanging on for dear life is Sanusi Kane, and finally drags him down at the 13-yard line. But that's an 11-yard pickup and another LSU 1st down.
And a really, really good call by Kelly and his coaches. Purdue did come with an extra man rushing on that play. And once he got past the line of scrimmage, he had a lot of room to go. The linebacker had already vacated the blitz.
Tigers approaching 400 yards of offense here with 9:55 to play in the 3rd quarter. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Purdue 13-yard line. And again, they give it off to Kane, 10-5, and it's hammered down by Cam Allen at the 5-yard line, an 8-yard pickup.
Cam Allen announced he's coming back next year, which I'm excited about. I'm a Cam Allen fan, and I tell you what, Coach Walters is going to have a good base of players to start with, and he's out on the recruiting trail now. It's a dead period, but I can't wait to see what him and the staff do on the recruiting front. I know they've had some success so far.
O.C. Brothers looked like he was a little shaken up as he comes off to the sideline. He's getting some attention from the Purdue trainers. 2nd and 2, LSU at the Boilermaker 5. The running back is John Emery Jr. And he takes a direct snap, now hands it off on the reverse to Neighbors, who's going to throw it to the quarterback Daniels for a touchdown. They ran the Philly special, and a touchdown pass from Neighbors to Daniels, and LSU scores for the 6th consecutive time.
And if Neighbors does not, if he runs it instead of passes it, he could have scored too. There was no one out there.
We saw that there was a play that Nick Foles ran in the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles, the Philly special, and LSU ran that one there down by the goal line, and they score again to go up 41-0. 9:21 to play in the third quarter. And Ramos again in to attempt the point after. And it has been one of those days for the Boilermakers.
Yep, it's not over yet. They still have some time to do some good things.
Snap is high, and Ramos doesn't quite get his foot into it, but got it over the upright and through. So with 9:21 to play in the third, it's LSU 42, Purdue nothing. We'll take a break. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions. Boilermaker football lives here.
30, 20, he's gonna score!
This is Purdue football from Learfield.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country. Leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app. Free to most subscribers.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a Sirius XM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded black tie gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
To Orlando and Camping World Stadium, LSU 42-0 the lead over the Boilermakers in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. The 2022 Purdue football season is presented by Purdue Global. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution for working adults. Persistence pays off at Purdue Global. Kitch?
Yeah, you really, as an offense, Purdue really want to find a way to put some points on the board to reward all these fans that came down to Orlando and all these people supporting, watching, and listening around the country, and just give them something to smile about here. I know we're in beautiful weather. There hasn't been much to smile about during the game, though. This team needs to get something going just to give the fans a little bit of juice to reward them for coming down here and supporting these guys.
Tyrone Tracy and Deion Burks will be deep for the Boilermakers here as Dybert gets ready to kick it away. LSU with a 9-play, 45-yard scoring drive. The Tigers have 409 yards in total offense. Purdue with 101 with 9:21 to play in the third.
LSU has controlled the time of possession over 48 minutes.
Well, that's not that.
No, it can't be.
No, that number's not. That number hasn't been right since the beginning of the game. As Dybert gets away a high kick, and Purdue's going to let that one sail into the end zone. And I think we may have a quarterback change here. It looks like Michael Alaimo may be checking in for the Boilermakers.
Yep. Let's see what number 1 can do here.
So Michael Alaimo, the sophomore from Montvale, New Jersey, he threw one incomplete pass in the first half after Austin Burton had his helmet knocked off on a play. And so Michael's going to get an opportunity here in the third to see if he can get the Boilermaker offense going a little bit. Brother was a tight end at Rutgers. He went into the portal last year, decided to stay with Purdue, and now getting an opportunity to play on a New Year's Day bowl game. Brings two receivers out to the right side, one to the short left side. 1st and 10 at the 25. Alimo's back to throw. Throws from the near sideline. Passes intercepted. Intercepted by at the 26-yard line. That was Greg Brooks Jr. who jumped the route, and it'll be LSU ball inside the 30.
Yeah, that was underthrown pretty badly, and he was he was determined to throw it to that receiver on the snap.
Yeah, now they finally got the penalties here because they went over. The LSU defenders went over and jumped on the Cheez-It couches that they've got in the corner of the end zone. So that's going to cost them 15 yards.
And the LSU fans are booing that.
Well, it's been a tough day. If you're a Boilermaker fan, I know it's not the way you wanted to finish the season. And certainly a season that brought a Big Ten West championship and a Big Ten championship game appearance, but not the way you wanted to finish it.
A lot to appreciate this season.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. LSU, number 3. That's his first unsportsmanlike foul of the game. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's the second turnover of the game for the Boilermakers. So instead of having it at the 27, LSU will back it up to the 42-yard line. And you can hear the chants of LSU from across the way.
I'm a little bit surprised how many people left.
Yeah.
A lot of fans, most of the LSU fans are gone. I guess they got bored, but I hope most Purdue fans, there was a lot of unfortunate things that took place. The coaching staff leaving, some key parts of the team deciding not to play. But there's a lot to be proud of this year. Winning the West, as you said, they won both their trophies. We've got the cannon. That was a great win against Illinois. We got the bucket. And so there's a lot to be thankful for. I'm going to look back on 2022 as a great season.
Head coach, LSU, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, keep talking over there. Back them up even further. What can Brian Kelly be complaining about on that call? They went over and they have couches set up that with all Cheez-It props on it. You got to know if you go over there and start jumping on the couch, they're going to call a penalty. You have to know that.
And that really surprises me because Coach Kelly usually is really calm and keeps his opinions to himself.
That was, by the way, tongue-in-cheek. Okay, so I know you all can't see us here, but we're smiling at each other. All right, so LSU backed up to its own 43-yard line. Nussmeier is back in this series for the Tigers. He's been splitting time with Daniels. They handed off the late handoff to Emery, and Emery has popped. Good hit there by Cam Allen after a pickup to the 49-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
That was a nice hit by Cam Allen. He's got his head in the game, and that's what I'm kind of looking for right now. I'm watching the different players. Cam's coming to the sidelines.
Nope, he's.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he is.
Now he is.
Antonio Stevens checks in. Javon Grigsby is back in at one cornerback. Jamari Brown at the other side. I see Prince Boyd out there in the middle, along with Lawrence Johnson. Looks like Joe Anderson is at one end with Scotty Humpick. 2nd down and 4 at the 49. Nussmeier back to throw. He's under pressure, throws it down the far sideline. Pass is underthrown and incomplete. For one of the few times today, Purdue got pressure up the field on Daniels and on Nussmeier and made him throw it early.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to throw when you're running for your life, although he did have a great pass completion in the first half when he was running full speed, threw it back across his body.
So 3rd and 4 for the Tigers. They are 6 of 8 today on 3rd down conversions. They're at their own 49-yard line. Purdue trying to force just the 2nd punt in the game by LSU. Long count. Nussmeier claps his hands, throws to the far sideline. Pass is caught and backing up, but getting the 1st down yardage. I believe that's Thomas into Purdue territory at the 42, and he looks like he's slow getting up.
He made a great play once he secured the football. He got about 6 yards running backwards.
And Javon Grigsby is coming off to the near sideline. He's injured. That'll bring Camden Childers back in for Purdue. But the Boilermakers have just had one player after another leave the field today. Dylan Downing in the first half, Andrew Sawinski. Johnson came off. It's been a tough day physically and mentally for the Boilermakers. LSU in Purdue territory at the 42 with a 1st down, midway through the 3rd quarter. Nussmeier looks over to the bench. He's got trips to the left-hand side. Brings a man in motion, and they hand it off inside, and this is Emery, who shakes tackles inside the 35 to the 30, down the sideline to the 25 to 20, the 15, and finally knocked out of bounds by Antonio Stevens. That's one thing you see, Pete, when the scores start to get out of hand, a lot more missed tackles by Purdue's defense.
Yeah, and speaking from experience, when you're in a game like this where you're getting dominated, you don't even know you're doing that. You won't know until you see films that you weren't playing at a high level because you get so down mentally, it's just hard to compete.
So a 29-yard pickup there down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers, looking for their 7th straight touchdown after a punt on their opening possession. Emery, the running back, with Nussmeier on this first down play. And Emery gets the carry, trying to bounce it right now. He goes back inside, and he's tackled after a very short gain, and it was O.C. Brothers who came up and made the first hit at the 11-yard line for a 2-yard gain.
Good job by O.C., set the edge, came down hard, made a good open field tackle.
2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. They're dressed in white jerseys, yellow pants, yellow helmets, and they're going to our left here, which is the north end of Camping World Stadium. 2nd and 8. Nussmeier will throw on 2nd down. Throws to the near side. Pass is caught by Neighbors. 10-5, and he's out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. Should be good enough for a first down. Depends on where they put him out, and they'll put him out at the 3, but that'll still be an LSU first down.
Neighbors is the real deal. He's very, very quick.
Got some pushing and shoving inside. You can imagine right now, tempers are starting to fray a little bit. And one of the Purdue defensive guys is trying to get in the LSU huddle. That was Jamari Brown, and I'm sure there's a lot of yapping going on right now.
Oh, there has been from the very beginning of the game. And that's, as a player, when you're on the losing side in a game like this, you take it personally.
Yes.
You're embarrassed. You know you're better than this, and you take it personally, and it's going to be hard to keep your tempers in check.
So 1st and goal for the Tigers on what will be the 7th play of the drive. 1st and goal for the Tigers at the Purdue 3. This is following the interception by Brooks. And now we've got a whistle and a flag.
False start. Offense number 58. 5-yard penalty. First down.
See, number 58, that is Cardell Thomas, a backup offensive lineman. Big guy, 6'3", 350 from Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it seems like every one of their linemen are 6'6", 330 or more.
Yeah, they're light. Well, actually, their starting center is 295, so they got to get some stakes in him next year. But their entire offensive line, should they choose to do it, has eligibility to come back, as does every single starter they have on offense. 1st and goal for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 8. Nussmeier throws a fade to the near side. Pass is intercepted. Jamari Brown gets the pickoff in the end zone. The pass was underthrown. It was intended for Kyron Lacey, and Jamari Brown comes up with his 3rd interception of the season.
And I'm trying to figure out where Jamari's running to.
Maybe he's looking for the other couch to go to.
He ran all the way to the other end of the field.
So the Boilermakers come up with a stop, and that'll bring us to a timeout with 5:23 to play in the 3rd quarter. Our score is LSU 42, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
University Bookstore is gaming up for Purdue football with Touchdown Mondays. Every touchdown Purdue scores, you save 5% for a max total of 40% off. But this season is different. You score, win or lose, so the savings just keep on coming. Plus, you can use your discounts when you shop online. PurdueU.com. Remember, save big time win or lose with Touchdown Mondays with University Bookstore. 2 locations to boiler up.
At Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products, just 20 miles down the road from Ross Eads Stadium, we're not just really good bacon makers.
We're Purdue alumni.
We're student interns.
We're student parents.
We're fans.
We're season ticket holders.
We're John Purdue Club members. We're Boilermakers.
I'm Russ Sherwood, president at Indiana Kitchen, and on behalf of everyone here, we're proud to say our bacon is more than just locally made. Our Indiana Kitchen bacon is boiler made.
Visit IndianaKitchen.com, proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics.
Hey, it's Jan from Toyota, reminding you that Toyotathon is on and here to help make your holidays extra magical. How? Maybe it's driving in a Tacoma in search of the perfect hill to sled down. Or surprising loved ones in a RAV4 hybrid.
You made it!
And seeing their faces light up when you pull up to their home.
Dealer inventory may vary. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 3rd. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
INT for Jamari Brown. The Boilermakers have it back at Camping World Stadium. No one gets you closer to college football than SiriusXM. Download the SiriusXM app and take your Purdue Boilermakers with you all season long. Tune into Big Ten Radio exclusively on SiriusXM for news, talk, analysis, and more. Straight from your phone, no car required. Let's go down to Kitch.
Yeah, that's a nice highlight. Purdue needed one of those today. Great job by Jamari Brown. Now, I'm interested to see what Brian Brom is going to do at the quarterback position. He put Alimo in. He threw one pass, and it was intercepted. Alimo was in there. He's warming up, and I see it looked like Burton tapped Alimo on the head like, it's yours, pal. He must have just told him. So I think you're going to see Michael Alimo come out and lead this drive. And, man, we need to put one together. I'd love to see us get in the end zone.
Jamari Brown transferred to Purdue from Kentucky, so he's seen LSU before in the Southeastern Conference. That may have been one of the reasons that things were getting a little personal, and he was the one player who was in the LSU huddle having some words with the offensive players, and then he backed that up with the interception, Purdue's first takeaway of the day. So the Boilermakers started at their own 20 with 5:23 to play here in the third quarter. Second time that Purdue has played 14 games in one season, and ironically, the only other time they did it was 2006, and that game ended right here in the stadium with the Champs Sports Bowl, where Purdue lost to Maryland 24-7. So I think the moral of the story is if you're going to play your 14th game, go somewhere other than Orlando. I think that's what we're taking away from this one.
14 games is going to become the norm with this extended playoff.
Yes, it is. All right, 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the 20. Devin Mockabee gets a carry, and Devin is dragged down after a very short 1-yard pickup. That was Major Burns, the nickel defender from Baton Rouge, to make the tackle after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, he was 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, and then he started blitzing and just timed it perfectly. As soon as the ball was snapped, he didn't go off sides. He was on sides, and he made the perfect tackle.
2nd down and 9 for Purdue. Paul Pafarian moves to the left-hand side. Play action, Alimo under pressure, rolling out to his right, looking, he's going to run it. 20, 25, and pushed out of bounds close to a first down. They're going to mark him short. It was Jacobian Guillory who knocked him out at the 28-yard line after a 7-yard pickup.
Tell you what, he showed some speed there, and he was very, very decisive. And, when a quarterback goes out in a game and he hasn't played a lot, getting hit like that sometimes good for you. You get into the flow of the game.
I don't know what Michael Alimo's 40 time is, but your 40 time when you're being chased by a 6'2", 315-pound man is probably a little faster. Purdue taking a little bit of time here to get the ball into play. I'm looking, I have not, there, I finally found the play clock. I've been looking for it the entire game. It's up in the corner. 3rd and 2 at the 28. They pitch it to Mockabee. Mockabee trying to cut it back, and he is hammered short of the first down. Devin tried to cut back and again slipped a little bit. By the way, the Boilermakers down an offensive lineman. Marcus Bowe is out of the game right now. Playing at that spot is Zach Richards. He is a sophomore from Mooresville, Indiana, and Purdue's going to bring the punt team out.
Well, that's bad news about Marcus Bowe. He's got a very, very bright future. He's a very athletic, strong, talented, big offensive lineman.
So Jack Ansel will kick it away, and once again, it's Gregory Clayton deep for the Tigers, standing at his own 30-yard line. And there's a twisting kick. Sends Clayton back inside his 25. He makes a fair catch at the 24-yard line.
Very nice punt.
So that's where LSU will start with 3:27 to play in the third quarter. It's 42-0 Tigers on top. And if you're just joining us, yes, it has been that one-sided, unfortunately. LSU scored on 6 straight possessions. They did not score on their opening drive, and Purdue just came up with an interception on the previous drive. But the 6 in between, LSU scored touchdowns, and Purdue's offense just has not been able to get it going today. 109 yards of total offense here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, and to be fair to Purdue, when you've got your all-conference starting quarterback out, your number 1 receiver, All-American receiver, your all-conference tight end, that's a lot to overcome.
Let's see who the quarterback is for LSU. It is Nussmeier back in for this series. Nussmeier throws a pitch to Neighbors. He's at the 30, cutting it outside, 35, 40, 45, midfield. Sanusi Kane can't push him out. Still down the sideline. He's going to cut it back, and he's going to take it to the house. Neighbors goes 75 for the touchdown. unless he stepped out of bounds, and it didn't look like he did. So LSU adds to it and goes up 48-0.
Well, it's going to be easy to pick the MVP for this game. Neighbors has just been the man. He's had 9 receptions, 88 yards, and now he should be the leading rusher after that one run.
Actually, that will be a pass because it was a pitch forward. So technically, they'll probably call that a touchdown pass.
You're absolutely right.
And I think that was the case there, Pete. You just don't see that kind of speed very often. Malik Neighbors just outran Sanusi Kane down the sideline, and it's 75 yards and a score.
I think Sanusi probably thought he had a good path, and he judged him right. But like you said, he had very, very big speed. 4.4 guy. He looked like a 4.4 guy.
Ramos in to attempt another point after. Again, the snap a little bit high, but the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:15 to play here in the third quarter, it is 49-0 LSU over Purdue. And we're going to keep it here.
Well, they earned the right to get here, and I'm sure right now they kind of wish they could get this game over with.
Yeah.
I hope that it was a good experience with them other than the game, and I think it was.
Well, you look at a team like LSU today, and you realize they've got some guys out, but it reminds me a little bit, Pete, of the 2018 game against Auburn. And you're thinking, how did these guys lose 4 or 5 games that year? This is a really talented, especially on offense. I mean, and again, they don't lose anybody on the offensive side of the ball this year.
Well, I know their 2 tackles and their tight end aren't going anywhere because they're just true freshmen.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see. Brian Kelly took this team from last place the year before he got here in the SEC West to the SEC West Championship, where they lost to Georgia in the title game. Tybert throws another one through the end zone for a touchback. So Purdue will take over at the 25-yard line, trailing 49-0 here late in the third quarter.
Well, I sure enjoyed spending a little time with Coach Walters, who in a couple hours will be officially the head coach at Purdue, and we'll take everything over. And he's got a good base to work from. He's got a great fan base, great facilities, great support, great leadership, and Mike Babinski and not Mitch Daniels anymore, but Mitch is still going to be
Mung
very
Chang
involved.
in day 2 now.
Yeah,
as
Mung
Purdue
Chang.
president.
It's going to be he's going to get this thing turned around, take it to the next level, I think.
Yassine out to the left-hand side, Burks and Sheffield to the short side. Paul Paferi that way. Now Paul coming in motion, stops as a slot. They fake the pitch. Alaimo runs it to the 25, to the 30, and he goes out of bounds in front of the LSU bench. He'll put him out at the 33-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup on first down.
You know, Alaimo's going to be the second leading rusher in this game behind Maccabee.
Yes, he is.
Just 2 running plays.
Yep. Devin Maccabee, by the way, 11 carries for 41 yards. So he is currently at 961 yards on the season. Needs 39 more for 1,000. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is the running back right now as they throw a quick one on the near side. TJ Sheffield with the catch, and he's got a first down before he's spun to the ground. Tackle out there made by Jarek Bernard Converse, who had an interception earlier. But it's a Purdue first down.
And Alaimo's first completion. 1 for 3.
Michael, 6'4", 225 pounds.
With surprising speed.
Yes.
I was very surprised to see those runs.
1st and 10. And this time they hand it off. Tyrone Tracy, 40, 45, midfield into LSU territory on the jet sweep all the way down to the 48-yard line. That'll be a 14-yard pickup and another Boilermaker first down.
Any success that they can have is going to be a positive thing for this program.
So 1st and 10, one of the few times today Purdue has been on LSU's side of midfield. 1st and 10 at the 48. This time play action.
Get rid of it.
Under pressure. There's a fumble. It's loose on the ground. And I think Alaimo was able to step back on it. That was Harold Perkins Jr., the outstanding freshman from New Orleans. He's a guy that in 2 years you're going to see on the NFL. He has done a little bit of everything at outside linebacker for this team. That's the sack for him, his 7.5 sacks now on the season. And that'll bring up a second down and long.
Yeah, he got in there in a blink. Nobody touched him, and he used that NFL-type speed to get to Alaimo very, very quickly.
Loss of 7 on the play. Second down and 17 back at the Purdue 45. And this time they hand it off. Coming to the near side, Tyrone Tracy is over the 45 up to the 49-yard line. That'll be a 4-yard pickup. But the Boilermakers will face a 3rd and 13 with the clock running and under a minute to play here in the third quarter. LSU with 14 in the first, 21 in the second, and 14 here in the third. And they're over 500 yards of total offense. Third down and 13. Purdue so far today, 3 of 12 on third down conversions.
Let's see if they bring the house again.
Empty backfield. They only rush 4. They throw a swing pass to Yassine, midfield, 45, 40, and he's close to a first down. He reached out to try to put the ball ahead, and I think they gave it to him.
I think they did.
At the 38-yard line. He needed 13, and it looks like he got 13. And that is a Purdue first down.
You know, and credit him to know where that first down marker was, because if he did not take his hands and push that ball forward, I don't think he made it.
Abdur has doubled his production on the season. He had 2 receptions on the season coming in. He has 2 this afternoon. So it's a 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the LSU 38-yard line. And Tracy gets a handoff, cutting it back on the left side, and he's got a short pickup, maybe a yard, to the 37 on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. 15 more minutes to play here in Orlando in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, and our score after 3, LSU 49, Purdue nothing. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCUA. UA.
Boilermaker football all season long. This is Purdue football from Learfield.
You work hard, and at First Farmers Bank and Trust, we work hard for you. Since 1885, we've committed to helping families, businesses, and communities thrive financially, from home to the office, to the field, to the arena. We value hard work and perseverance as much as you do. Experience banking built on heart and grit today. Learn more at ffbt.com. First Farmers is a proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
No matter how long the haul or how tough the conditions, with premium Diesel X4 from Country Mart, quality performance comes shining through. With optimized detergency for cleaner valves and fuel injectors, more lubricity for longer engine life and better mileage, premium Diesel X4 helps modern diesel engines run cleaner, longer, and stronger. So see your Country Mart branded dealer, ask for premium Diesel X4, and get more per gallon.
Welcome back to Camping World Stadium, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. LSU leading Purdue 49-0. Today's Citrus Bowl is brought to you by Purdue Global. Persistence pays off. It is also brought to you by 9-Star Connect and Toyota, each proud partners of Purdue Athletics. Down to the Kitch Man.
Kitch Man. Well, I'll tell you guys, hey, this is a drive. This is all pride drive right here for the Boilermakers. They got to find a way to get in the end zone. I honestly, right now, even if you can get down and get in field goal range, I think that's a win. We got to put some points on the boards.
By the way, the ReliaQuest Bowl is over, and Illinois fell to Mississippi State. Mississippi State kicked a field goal with 7 seconds left to take a lead, and then apparently Illinois tried one of those wild lateral plays on the final play of the game, and it wound up being a touchdown for Mississippi State. Anyway, 19-10 was the final score there. The only other game going on right now besides this one is the Cotton Bowl, and USC has just scored a touchdown, and pending the extra point, they lead Tulane 34-24. So after that game is over and after this game is over, there are only 2 games left this season in college football. The Rose Bowl, which will kick off in a little bit more than an hour, featuring Penn State and Utah. And then a week from, or actually this coming Monday night, it'll be the national championship game a week from tonight as TCU takes on Georgia. And Pete, we came awfully close to having an all Big Ten national championship game, but close was not close enough, and TCU and Georgia made enough plays down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm a Big Ten guy. Obviously, Purdue is my love, and always root for the Boilers, but I root for the Big Ten. when they're playing bowl games, just the pride of our conference. And I felt like Ohio State, Michigan both played well. I felt like they got some tough breaks. I'll never agree that first touchdown was called back by Michigan or down to
absolutely not.
Never, ever agree with that call.
All right, Boilermakers start the fourth quarter with a 2nd down and 9 at the LSU 37. Alimo throws a backward pass to Yassine. Yassine throws it down the right side, and the pass is caught. TJ Sheffield inside the 15-yard line. Sheffield on the double pass, Yassine to Sheffield down to the 11. That's a 26-yard pickup. And for the first time today, the Boilermakers are inside the 20. This trip to the red zone brought to you by the team on top at Case IH.
You know, we heard all week that we'd see a few plays like that, but that's the first real trick play we've seen, at least that worked.
Abdur Rahman Yassine has caught 2 passes and now has a pass completion. 1st and 10. They hand it off inside. We've got a flag down. They're going to run a counter play with Tracy.
False start. Offense number 89. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So Paul Paferi called for an illegal procedure penalty, and that'll take it back to the 16 and bring up 1st down and 15.
You know, that's only the 5th penalty on Purdue. They had 4 in the first half. LSU only had 1 in the first half. They have 6 now, but 3 of them were personal fouls.
So the Boilermakers looking to get on the board here, trailing 49-0 with a minute gone in the fourth quarter. Tyrone Tracy remains the running back. Michael Alimo in the gun brings Sheffield in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Alimo steps up in the pocket, throws short, pass is caught, and going into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown Boilermakers, and it's TJ Sheffield with the score.
I'll tell you what, Alimo had that one run early. He got hit, and he just looked like a different player after he took that hit and just started really looking good, both running and throwing.
TJ Sheffield, a 16-yard touchdown reception. It's his 4th touchdown reception of the year and the first touchdown pass for Michael Alimo.
Well, I'm very, very happy for Purdue, and I'm very, very happy for Alimo.
Purdue scoring drive presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers. Purdue goes 8 plays, 75 yards, took 5:48 off the clock, capped on a 16-yard touchdown pass from Alimo to Sheffield. Your Central Indiana Honda dealers are proud to be longtime fans and supporters of Purdue athletics. Mitchell Finneran boots the point through, and we will take a timeout here with 13:53 to play. It's LSU 49, Purdue 7. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't take a chance when buying a used car. Drive Honda Certified from your local Honda dealer, where we have 1 to 10-year-old Hondas. Protected, certified, warranted, and backed by Honda. Certified pre-owned Hondas have a 182-point inspection, have been reconditioned with Honda genuine parts by factory-trained technicians. Plus, you get up to a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, roadside assistance, and much more. Only at your local Honda dealer.
Boilermaker football lives here. This is Purdue football from Learfield.
Sometimes music is the motivation. So fuel your 2023 shape-up with specially designed app-exclusive workout channels from SiriusXM's Hip Hop Nation,
Blow a lot of money on clothes,
BPM, Hot 2K, and more. With more than 10 to choose from, the music that moves you is just a tap away. For a limited time on Channel 104 starting Wednesday. Or listen to them anytime and anywhere on the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country. Leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app. Free to most subscribers.
Back to Camping World Stadium. The Boilermakers are on the board. Michael Alimo to TJ Sheffield, 49-7. Pivot Bio Proven 40, predictable, productive, weatherproof. Turn to a better nitrogen. Turn to Pivot Bio Proven 40. Learn more at pivotbio.com. Down to Kitch.
Gosh, I'm so happy that the Boilermakers got in the end zone. Just for these fans, I'll tell you, it's going to be a rough sledding here. You're not going to get back in the game, but just for the fans to have some excitement that came down here and supported this team. I'll tell you, was a really nice job by Michael Lymno. He had a little pressure from the outside. He slid up into the pocket and found a window. That was a really nice play by him. And now we're going to see, we're going to see an onside kick. What do you think? Might as well.
Well, we'll see about that. Michael Lymno with his first career touchdown pass, and it was nice to see him cap the drive that way. And, the fourth quarter, Pete, has been very good to Purdue this year. They've outscored opponents now 127-94 in the fourth, so they've been a good closing team most of the season.
Well, and they're certainly winning the fourth quarter today.
Chris Van Eckeren will kick it off. Ben Freehill kicked off the opening kickoff today, which seems forever ago now.
Well, I tell you what, they got blessed with some absolutely outstanding weather.
Oh, this is
a beautiful facility.
Perfect.
I know every fan. I've had several of my teammates are here. Tony Gallivan's here, of course. Mark Herman's here. Michael Brown's here. I saw Vinny Sutherland, Chris Clopton, a lot of the old timers. Drew Brees. It's good to see everybody.
Van Eckeren puts his right foot into it. Noah Kane retreats into the end zone and watches it sail for a touchback. So LSU will take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Be interesting to see who's going to be playing quarterback here for LSU.
Well, Neighbors is going to make a pitch that, hey, I'm 2 for 2 today for 50 yards and a touchdown. Let me throw some more.
His quarterback rating is 475.
Pretty good. Nussmeier today is 11 of 15 for 173. Daniels is 12 of 17 for 139. And the quarterback will be none of the above. They're going to put another quarterback in, and this is going to be Walker Howard, a true freshman from Lafayette, Louisiana. So Walker Howard will play quarterback. And they fumbled the ball. Now their running back there picks it up, makes a man miss, and finally is hammered down by Sanusi Kane back at the 20-yard line.
That might have been a little bit of jitters. I don't think the snap was bad. I think he just took his eye off the ball. And I'll tell you what, it showed me something because those Purdue players were right on it. They didn't just they're not just phoning it in.
The running back there, Derek Davis Jr., he's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He wound up taking the 5-yard loss back to the 20. So it's 2nd and 15. And LSU's going to throw it here. They throw to the near sideline. Pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. That'll be an incomplete pass. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 15.
Still playing hard. I think that's Sidnor that got that.
Now the Boilermakers make a couple of changes up front. Kadron Jenkins checks in. He's out there with Sidnor, Johnson, and Humpick up front. 3rd down and 15 for LSU at its 20. Clock stopped with 13:12 to play. So the 3rd-string quarterback, Walker Howard, the true freshman, and it's 2 receivers each side, and he's back to throw. Throwing it deep down the right side, and that pass is incomplete. Good coverage out there by Javon Grigsby. He was kind of running stride for stride with Landon Abieta, and that'll bring up a 3-and-out for the first time today. That's 3-and-out by the Purdue defense. Purdue's College of Liberal Arts is proud to support Purdue's defense in its 3-and-out series. Get your Purdue Liberal Arts degree in 3 and out. Only the second time today, Jay Bramblett has come in to punt the ball away, and TJ Sheffield back there for Purdue. Again, Boilermakers lost Reese Taylor, who had been their punt returner. Then they lost to Sawinski early in the game, and now T.J. Sheffield fielding this one from Bramblett. Boilermakers come after him, and Bramblett gets away a spinning kick that sends Sheffield back inside the 30. Straight up the field. He's at the 35. He's at the 40. He's at the 45, and almost to midfield. Great run there by T.J. Sheffield, and the Boilermakers will enjoy great field position on this next drive.
Well, Sheffield did exactly what you do when you return a kick that length. It was a great punt, and he just went straight ahead, and all the cover, the deep covers were past him.
All right, timeout on the field with 12:54 to play. LSU leading Purdue 49-7. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb.
Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
At Indiana Kitchen Premium Pork Products, just 20 miles down the road from Ross 8 Stadium, we're not just really good bacon makers.
We're Purdue alumni.
We're student interns.
We're student parents.
We're fans.
We're season ticket holders.
We're John Purdue Club members. We're Boilermakers.
I'm Russ Sherwood, president at Indiana Kitchen, and on behalf of everyone here, we're proud to say our bacon is more than just locally made. Our Indiana Kitchen bacon is boiler made.
Visit IndianaKitchen.com, proud sponsor of Purdue Athletics.
We Boilermakers show our pride in a number of ways, from a Purdue flag flying high on game day to a black and gold tie worn to the office. That loyalty is built on precious memories, time-honored traditions, and lifelong friendships. It's everlasting, and it stays with you wherever you go. So whether you're at Mackey Arena, your hometown grocery store, or across the country, the pride is always there. And now with the Purdue Federal Visa Signature Card, you have one more way to show your pride. Purdue Federal, the official credit card for Purdue fans everywhere. Federally insured by NCUA. Camping World Stadium in Orlando, the 2022 Purdue football season presented by Purdue Global. Purdue Global is Purdue's accredited and affordable online solution for working adults. Persistence pays off at Purdue Global. Time for a field report from DeKalb Brand Corn. Let's go down to Kitch.
It's nice to feel a little juice down here on the sidelines. It's been a rough afternoon for sure for the Boilermakers, but the Sheffield return on that punt, a couple defensive plays right before that to force them to punt, just gave the sideline a little bit of juice, and now they got an opportunity on offense to go down and put some more points on the board.
All right, before we get to the next play from scrimmage, which will take place at the Purdue 48, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, this is Pete Costoni. Do you know that SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to nothing but the Big Ten? It's SiriusXM Big Ten Radio. Just head to the SiriusXM app and search Big Ten.
All right, the Boilermakers take over at their own 48 with the 12:54 to play. Tyrone Tracy remains in as a running back, and they bring it to Deion Burks on a jet sweep coming to the near sideline. He's into LSU territory at about the 48-yard line. Stop there made by West Weeks, a transfer from Virginia, along with Jordan Allen.
LSU has done a really, really good job of protecting the edges all game long. They've got great athleticism out there. They play very aggressively.
2nd down and 6. Tigers trying to stop Purdue from a second straight touchdown. Limo throws a swing pass here to Tracy, who stumbles but still gets forward to the Tiger 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 more, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down and about 3 for Purdue.
We have not seen Devin Maccabee.
Haven't seen him in the last couple of series.
Yeah, I'm kind of wishing he'd get some opportunities here.
He's had 11 carries today for 41 yards. Purdue facing a 3rd and 3 at the Tiger 45. Alimo wants to throws to the far side, pass is incomplete. Too high for the intended receiver, Paul Paferi, right in front of the Tiger bench. They got a couple of reserves in there, people, a lot of the first teamers. And part of this is LSU in a couple of spots has no reserves today. And the secondary is one of those spots. They really have almost no backups.
Yeah, a lot of their backups opted out or to go on in the transfer pool and are not playing. 8 of them.
Boilermakers with a 4th and 3. They're going to go for it here at the LSU 45. Alimo back. Throwing down the near sideline, and the pass way overthrown, intended for Deion Burks. But probably not the highest percentage throw on 4th down and 3.
No, that's a little bit of experience there. That was had a 0% completion percentage opportunity.
So LSU is going to take over in great field position, and we have a timeout with 11:45 to play. It is Purdue trailing LSU 49-7, and this is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Happy Honda Days are here with great deals on Honda SUVs and trucks that are in stock now. Buy today and save thousands on Honda trucks and SUVs with 1.9% financing, like the 22 Pilot and 22 Ridgeline, available to take home today with 1.9%. Don't miss Happy Honda Days with 1.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 1/3/23.
Boilermaker football lives here. This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
I just want to say thanks to all those folks at Sirius for helping make this happen.
I'm having a record year. Relive an unforgettable year of exclusive SiriusXM interviews, concerts, and specials featuring Bruce Springsteen.
The material I look for is rock and soul music.
Brandy Carlisle, Eric Church, and more.
What an incredible night.
22 moments from 2022. Listen now in the SXM app, included with all trials and popular plans.
Let's go, football fans.
This week on Let's Go with Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald and me, Jim Gray.
What was it like playing on Christmas Day?
What a blessing to be able to play. So, working on Christmas, first time in my career, I guess I'm a little like Santa Claus. Ironically, I think we actually have the same 40 time. So it's certainly enjoyable for us to get the win.
Download Let's Go right now on the SXM app or wherever you get your podcasts. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Orlando, Camping World Stadium and the Cheese and Citrus Bowl. Be sure to tune in to Boilermakers Sports Wrap after today's game and before the men's basketball game. Join Rob Blackman and Alan Carpet as they'll provide in-depth analysis of this game today and take your calls. And then, of course, Rob, Bobby Buckets Riddell, the pregame show on many of these same Learfield stations at 6 p.m. and a 7 p.m. tip. And Mackey is the #1 ranked Boilermakers host Rutgers. Our broadcast of the Citrus Bowl presented by Purdue Global. Persistence pays off. It's also brought to you by 9-Star Connect and Toyota, each proud partners of Purdue Athletics. Tim?
All right, 11:45 to play, and following the turnover on downs, LSU is going to take over at its 45-yard line. Michael Alaimo with a good touchdown drive the previous possession, but Pete, again, some inexperience showing there. 4th and 3. You got to keep the ball in the field of play and give your receiver a chance down the sideline.
Yeah, and I also think you have to have a better play call than they had.
I agree.
I did not like the play call, and I don't think we've seen nearly as much option as I would have liked to have seen. I think we had success running it earlier in the season. I think we've only seen it once today. It was successful.
Walker Howard remains in at quarterback for LSU. Did not attempt he did attempt, I think, a pass in the last time out. Our stats have frozen here. The TJ Sheffield touchdown just completely shut the stats down as there's a complete pass for a short gain. Landon Ibieta up to the 47.
Good 5-yard gain on first down, though. We're giving those receivers a lot of cushion.
Yep. So ball right at midfield. We have 11:25 to play. Purdue trailing 49-7. Their only touchdown coming here in the fourth quarter, and a touchdown pass from Alaimo to Sheffield. Here's an inside handoff. This is Davis inside the 45 down to the 42. Derek Davis Jr. with the first down run. And LSU now trying to grind some time out, and they're going to try and crack the 50-point mark. This will be their 10th win. It'll be the 17th 10-win season in LSU history.
That's pretty darn impressive. And in case you're wondering, Purdue has had one.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the Boilermaker 43. And Walker keeps it, makes Joe Anderson miss, but then he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Wahlberg. Jacob didn't let him get away and stops him for no gain at the 43.
I think Jacob Wahlberg is one of those old-time linebackers that plays with a lot of instinct, and I think he's a fine football player, and he's only going to get better.
Well, the Boilermakers, Pete, have a lot of depth up front, but that depth may be tested because you got some players, 3 of the defensive linemen in the portal, and I think the odds of any of the 3 of them returning probably pretty slim as Davis gets another handoff and is close to a first down at the 37. So next year, I think we're going to see a lot more of the Nick Carraway, Kadron Jenkins, Corday Sidnor. Those are going to have to be the bellwethers of this Purdue defense. Mo Omonade, we saw a lot this year as LSU has a player down. This is the first time the Tigers, I think, have had an injury today. Purdue's had a truck full of them.
Yeah, Purdue's everything that could go wrong basically went wrong. The players that decided not to play, some of the key players, very, very important to the offense particularly, but even the defense. And then the injuries.
Yep.
The positions we could least afford the injuries.
All right, we will take a timeout here with 10:06 to play. Boilermakers trailing 49-7, and this is Boilermaker football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't take a chance when buying a used car. Drive Honda Certified from your local Honda dealer, where we have 1 to 10-year-old Hondas. Protected, certified, warranted, and backed by Honda. Certified pre-owned Hondas have a 182-point inspection, have been reconditioned with Honda genuine parts by factory trained technicians. Plus, you get up to a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, roadside assistance, and much more. Only at your local Honda dealer.
This is Boilermaker football from Learfield.
After an unpredictable season, the College Football Playoff National Championship is set. Georgia.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Brock Bowers.
TCU.
Johnston got it. Touchdown, TCU.
Meet in Los Angeles to make history. Get prepared with the best analyst in the country leading up to the game on January 9th. ESPNU Radio, Sirius XM 84, and streaming on the SXM app, free to most subscribers.
I'm Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and host of Black Diamonds, a SiriusXM original podcast. Join me right now for a special star-studded Black Tie Gala event celebrating the legacy of Hall of Famer Buck O'Neil with my friends Dave Stewart, Kenny Lofton, Joe Carter, and Lee Arthur Smith, and many more. Download Black Diamonds right now on the SXM app, available with all of our trials and popular plans or wherever you get your podcasts.
Beautiful day in Orlando at Camping World Stadium, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. It's time for a field report presented by DeKalb Brand Corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb Brand Corn. Down to the king of the Cheez-It couch, Kelly Kitchell on the sideline.
I need to put my feet up a little bit and kind of enjoy that. But I want to reiterate what Pete talked about, and that's I want to give a lot of props and appreciation to the kids that are here. We've talked about some guys that are leaving, but these guys, it wasn't our best day today, but these guys are fighting for Purdue. The ones that are here on this field, man, I appreciate every single one of them. I don't hold ill will for anybody who's not here for sure, because they've done a lot of great things for Purdue, but I just want to kind of reiterate, these guys are here battling, and man, as a Boilermaker, as a former player, I just appreciate every single one of them for sure.
It's really been an up and down season for Purdue. They started with 2 of 3 losses in both games that they led in the final minute, and you wondered where the season was heading. Then you win 4 in a row, and you're feeling great. And then probably the 2 worst performances of the year, back-to-back, Wisconsin and Iowa, and you wonder again, where's the season going? And then you finish the regular season with 3 straight wins, including one at Illinois, get to Indianapolis and played Michigan toe-to-toe for most of the game.
Yeah, it's like I said earlier, this is going to go down as a successful season for Purdue. Not the finish that we all hoped for, not the finish we envisioned. But the good thing about sports is there's always next season.
Yes, there is.
There's new hope. We got a new head coach. We got a couple of dynamic coordinators. Let's see what we can do with them.
Nick Demas from Westfield, Indiana, is the running back here on 3rd down. Walker with a quarterback draw, 35-30, 25-20, 15, knocked out of bounds. Touchdown saving tackle by Cam Allen at the 14-yard line. But that's a 23-yard pickup for LSU and a first down.
LSU is knocking on the door of a 600-yard performance today. I was looking at their media guide, and interestingly enough, they played in multiple Citrus Bowls. Mm-hmm. And the most prolific quarterback for LSU in history, Danny Etling, has the top 2 quarterback performances, the former Boilermaker.
Here's an inside handoff, and this is the Indiana product, Nick Demas, down close to the 10-yard line. Danny Etling has the record for passing for LSU yards in a bowl game against Notre Dame, which was coached at the time by Brian Kelly. So there's a big circle that goes around this entire package. Looks like they put Demas down at the 11-yard line. It'll be a 2nd down and 7. Clock is moving with 9 minutes to play. Trips to the right-hand side. Walker waits for the snap. And this is Davis at the 10, at the 5, bowls over a defender, goes into the end zone for a touchdown. That was Cam Allen, who could not make the tackle at the 5-yard line, and LSU cracks the 50-point mark with 8:47 to play.
Yeah, they've got a lot of their backups in, but the backups want to make a name for themselves as well, and they're going to play as hard as they could possibly play.
Pete, Drew Brees made a point on the pregame interview when I asked him about this LSU team. He said they'll have a bunch of NFL draft picks running down on kickoffs today.
That's how it works. You read the bios of these kids, and a lot of them, most of them are 4 stars. Almost all of them played in the Under Armour High School All-Star game, and they just attract a high-level player down here.
Peyton Todd, the backup kicker, will get an opportunity here. He's a left-footed booter. Snap is low. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So with 8:47 to play, the Tigers cap a 7-play, 55-yard touchdown drive, and they lead it 56-7.
Well, I'm kind of excited tonight to watch the Boilermakers in action. Congratulations to the Lady Boilers, Tim.
Yeah, Katie Geralds has their team going in the right direction with an 11-3 record. They've got a big game coming up at Penn State on Saturday. Huge game coming up tonight at Mackey. By the way, stay tuned. Following our post-game coverage, we'll have Boilermakers Sports Wrap, and that will take you right up until 6 o'clock when Rob Blackman and Bobby Riddell have the call from Purdue and Rutgers at Mackey Arena. Should be an entertaining game. Of course, we remember the last time Rutgers played a #1 Purdue team and the sad ending that had over in Piscataway. Hopefully, Purdue can get some revenge tonight. And then they've got 2 tough ones on the road this week at Ohio State and in Philadelphia against Penn State. So 3 games in the next 7 days for Matt Painter's crew.
Well, every game's going to be tough because Purdue's got that great big bullseye on their back, being the #1 ranked team. And, kudos to the great future Hall of Fame coach Matt Painter. His team was not even ranked at the beginning of this season, and they've just been terrific so far. #1 in the country, and they've been #1 for a few weeks now.
Nathan Dybert again to kick it away for LSU. And Deion Burks and Tyrone Tracy watch it sail over their heads and out of bounds. And you don't see as much woofing and as much hitting now in the kickoffs as you did on the opening couple of kickoffs.
No, I think the LSU players are looking forward to the end of this game as much as the Purdue players are. And it's one of those games that happens every once in a while. Things just don't go right for one team and everything goes right for the other, and it gets out of hand early. And you just want to just put this behind you and move on.
In this offensive performance, which, again, Purdue is missing a lot of its offensive ingredients. But remember, the Boilermakers scored 6 times against Michigan, and coming into the college football semifinal, that's the most that any team had scored against Michigan in terms of the number of scores this year.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Maccabee. He's at the 20 and 25 and 29-yard line, so a 4-yard pickup. And the Devin Maccabee countdown will continue here. He needed 39 yards coming into this drive to reach the 1,000-point mark. They're going to put him down at the 28, so only a 3-yard pickup.
Well,
2nd and 7.
I hope they just keep feeding it to Devin. He can handle it. Like the old saying, the ball isn't heavy.
Not heavy. 12 carries for 44 yards now for Devin. Devin gets another carry, and this time he's at the 31 or 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short. Again, the Boilermakers without Marcus Bowe. I saw Marcus down in the field without his helmet, so he's still around with his pads on, but he has been out here since midway through the 3rd quarter.
I think that young man has a chance to be an All-American while he's at Purdue. I like this offensive line. I'm a big Gus Hartwig guy. He's going to get healthy again. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
3rd down and 3 at the 32. Olaimo is going to run the quarterback keeper. He tries the right side, and he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. They're going to put him down at the 34, so it'll be 4th and 1. And now we'll see what Brian Brown decides to do, whether he keeps his offense on the field or brings in the punt team.
Tell you what, Olaimo's really impressed me with his running.
Yep. Purdue's going to keep the offense out there. Tyrone Tracy is there. LSU trying to get lined up defensively. They hand it off to Tracy. Tracy's got the 1st down. He's over the 35 and finally hammered down at about the 41-yard line. So Purdue keeps the drive going here with 7:12 to play.
And Maccabee's back in. I hope they keep on feeding him. He's got 48 yards. The magic number is 80 yards to get that 1,000-yard season.
1st and 10 Boilermakers at their 41-yard line. Clock is under 7 minutes. 56-7 LSU on top. Now Maccabee empties out. They go empty backfield. There's a pass deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. One of the big LSU defensive linemen got a paw, and it might have been Tyji Hill.
Boy, Paul Pafari was all by himself.
Yeah. When it rains, it pours. Michael Lima with that incompletion. Now 4 of 9, 31 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Purdue has over 200 yards now in total offense, 205. LSU's at 588. Second down and 10 at the 41. Alimo again wants to throw. Mike throws down the far sideline and again sails it out of bounds. Didn't give TJ Sheffield a chance on it, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Stops the clock with 6:39 to play.
Yeah, and that's something I was hoping I was not going to hear you say. Stops the clock.
The clock, yes.
Another reason to keep it on the ground. Let's keep this clock moving.
LSU scored on 6 straight possessions in this first, second, and third quarter after they did not score in their opening drive, and they've just been in control all the way. Here's Alimo on a quarterback draw. He's at the 40 and barrels his way up to the 47-yard line. It'll be 4 yards shy of the first. They actually put him down back at the 46. So give him a gain of 5, and it'll bring up 4th and 5. Purdue is 2 for 5 today on 4th down tries, and they're going to have another one here. Why not?
Clock still moving, 6:18. Get a first down, give Mockabee a couple more carries.
So 4th and 5 for the Boilermakers at their own 46-yard line. Alimo back, LSU brings a blitz. Alimo throws it deep down the near sideline. The pass is incomplete and no flag. Deion Burks, the intended receiver, and he's down a little bit as that was Sage Ryan on the coverage. And Deion Burks is still down on all 4s.
All right, that was interesting. The field judge started to reach for his flag.
He did, I saw that.
Because he never turned around, but he didn't call it. And then the receiver taunted him when he was on the ground.
Saw that.
Reached for his flag again, talked to the kid, but didn't pull it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just a case of Deion having the wind knocked out of him. TJ Sheffield's over there to try to console him. So LSU's going to take over on downs at the Boilermaker 46 here with 6:01 to play.
Once again, the play calling there really questionable. 4th and 5, and we throw it deep, low percentage play, and we've seen that a couple of times.
Some concern here on the near sideline as Deion Burks is still flat on his back. And again, Purdue came into this game shorthanded, and they have had a rash of injuries on both sides of the ball this afternoon. It started on the 2nd or 3rd play of the game when Reese Taylor came out, and we didn't see him after that. Andrew Sawinski left the game early. We've seen Marcus Bowe leave. Lawrence Johnson left, or make that to Branson Dean left and came back.
Andrew Sawinski left early, and I have a feeling he was going to be a big part of this offense today, and returned the first punt, returned it well, had a good punt return. And that's that young man from Chittard High School in Indianapolis. I think he's got a bright future as well.
A great family story. His dad is a professor in the pharmacy college at Purdue, and his sister is an athlete at Purdue. They're going to bring out the backboard, and this this is the last thing you wanted to see.
No, that's the one thing you're hoping for in a blowout like this is just no injuries.
So Deion Burks flat on his back. They're looking at his neck, is what we're told. So hopefully just maybe a case. Certainly they're being as cautious as possible. And again, all the Boilermaker players who are not on the field on defense right now are over huddled by Deion Burks. Clock stopped with 6:01 to play. Most of the crowd here at Camping World Stadium has decided to go elsewhere and spend the rest of the day doing other things in Orlando.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. It's hard if you're a Purdue fan. It's hard to watch. You have pride in your program, and today was not Purdue's day. It was a rough day to be a Boilermaker fan and watch the game, so I get that. The LSU fans, they just left. They got better things to do. They know they won this game.
All right, let's talk next about next season. And one thing you have to look at when you think about Purdue football in 2023, it is one of the more difficult schedules we've seen in a while.
Yeah, not an easy schedule for a first-year coach. Coach Walters is going to face a lot of big-time teams, and it's going to be interesting. Everything I've heard so far is the team really has responded well to him. He impressed me. I love the way he talked. His very first press conference, he came out and first thing he talked about was the importance of the Purdue football alums, which I appreciate, and I know a lot of the other guys did too, because all Purdue fans take pride in their football program, but if you played here, maybe you have just a little bit more pride, a little bit more at stake. And so the fact that he recognizes that, and I think he's going to get a lot of the alums engaged, I think is a very, very good thing.
You know, Pete, I know, again, today is not the way that we wanted to finish this 2022 season, and especially here with the injury to Deion Burks. But, you know, you and I looked at each other, I think it was either 2015 or 2016, a home game at Ross-Ade Stadium, and I think Purdue was playing Northwestern. And I'm going to be kind and say that there were 5,000 people in the stands at kickoff, and I think that may be doubling what we actually had. And we both talked that day and thinking that this has got to be the low point of Purdue football. It's not going to get worse than this. And here we are. Yes, not the outcome you wanted, but you're playing in a New Year's Day bowl game today. You've won a Big Ten West championship. This program has gone a long way in the 6 seasons that Jeff Brom was here, and now it's up to Ryan Walters to see if he can take it to even a further level.
Yeah, and I'll be rooting for him. He just seems like a very, very impressive young man. He gets the attention of the players. I think he's known for his mind. He's a brilliant coach, and they talked about when he called plays on defense. In Illinois, knew it was just a matter of time before he is a head coach. And like he said when you interviewed him earlier, he felt like he is ready to become a head coach the season before.
Yeah.
Didn't see any opportunities that excited him. The Purdue opportunity excited him, and that's a good thing. We got a coach that wants to be here, and I think that he can have success. You know, Jeff Brom had success. Joe Tiller certainly had great success. Jim Young, Jack Molenkoff. Purdue has had some very, very successful runs in football, and they've got all the ingredients. They got the leadership. They've got the facilities. They've got the investment. He's got a good pool to build his coaching staff with. They've got a tremendous fan base. There's no reason why Purdue cannot be a team that wins big consistently year in and year out.
All right, they're just getting ready. They put a backboard underneath Deion Burks. Let's go down to the field and Kelly Kitchell.
Yeah, they're trying to immobilize Deion right now. They cut his pads off, cut his helmet off, and they've really tried to secure him down. They're getting ready to put him on a stretcher now and get him out. But this is a tough deal. This is something you never ever want to see on a football field.
Yeah, they're getting him loaded now onto the stretcher, and you can hear the applause from down below. All of his teammates now are surrounding him. The LSU players on a knee down at the other sideline, they're clapping on that sideline as well. Deion Burks, the redshirt freshman from Belleville, Michigan, and he's getting the best medical attention down there from the Purdue staff and all of the team doctors, and I'm sure they will take him off here for evaluation. With 6:01 to play, it's a 56-7 LSU lead, but the concern right now is for the well-being of Deion Burks.
And I'm glad you did point out the entire LSU team was down on one knee as well, out of respect for a fellow Warrior. And you're hoping it's just over precaution and It's not that serious, but it scares you.
This is one of 4 games today being played in college football. One other final in the ReliaQuest Bowl. It was Mississippi State over Illinois, 19-10. Mississippi State scored 9 points in the last 7 seconds of that game. They kicked a field goal to take the lead, and then Illinois tried one of those lateral plays, and Mississippi State wound up taking the fumble 60 yards for a touchdown for the final margin of 19-10. They're late in the Cotton Bowl down in Dallas. In the fourth quarter, USC is leading Tulane 42-30. And Utah and Penn State will be starting here in about 45 minutes in Pasadena. Deion Burks is finally strapped onto the cart that they've got to take him off. And the Boilermakers coming over to pat him and wish him well as he gets off to be evaluated. And again, if we get any updates on Deion, we'll let you know. But I'm sure that they're going to be taking him to a nearby hospital for evaluation.
It seems like in games like this, where one team's the decided victor, you always seem to see more injuries.
Yep.
You know, kids take their feet off, and certainly not saying Deion did this, but it's just a bad
well,
tackle.
There's a good sign, Pete. I saw him raise his right hand. He was kind of waving to his teammates as he went off, and you like to see the movement there in the extremities.
Yep. Not a good way to finish the football season.
All right, so Deion Burks taking off, and the Boilermaker defense will have to come on the field and try to soldier up here for the final 6:01 of this game. Purdue's going to finish this season at 8-6. They will drop to 11-10 all-time in bowl games. They had won 4 of their last 6 bowl games coming in.
You know, this new situation where more and more players, Purdue's not the only team that had kids opt out, or LSU.
Yeah.
A lot of teams did, surprisingly. And I don't know if this is accurate, but I heard that not a single player from Alabama opted out, which if that's true, that's kudos, I think, to Nick Saban and, having pride in your program and competing. But it is a thing.
Yes,
and like Kid says, I'm not going to second guess a kid. I'm not in his shoes. I don't know what he's thinking. But I can tell you that the 3 bowl games I played in, that we were victorious in all 3, those were the highlights of my career, remembering those bowl games.
Walker Howard still in there, quarterback for LSU. Davis is his running back, and Davis gets the carry, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. O.C. Brothers came up from his linebacker spot to make the tackle at the 46.
Yeah, that field, that is going to be the one thing about today that I was not impressed with. It seemed a lot of players really had trouble getting footing on that football surface.
Every field in America should have grass. That's my public service announcement. The fake stuff is for the birds. It may look better, but you talk to any player and ask them, would you rather play on fake stuff or would you rather play on grass? And you'd be hard-pressed to find many that want to play on this.
What's kind of funny is I much preferred artificial turf as a player.
2nd down and 10. Well, that was that speed that you had.
Well, it's the speed I thought I had.
Davis again stacked up as he tries the left side. And let's see, that I think is Jacob Wahlberg in there, along with several other of his teammates on the tackle. I think both teams right now kind of content to run this one out.
Oh, yeah, I think it's been most of the 4th quarter. They've been content to let it run out. And unless Maccabee gets some more carries, he's going to be stuck at 48 yards. Yep. So he's going to fall short.
968 yards. Well, that gives him a target for next year.
There you go.
So LSU here with a 3rd down. Clock is moving with 4:40 to play. 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 44. Walker pitches it forward, coming to the near sideline and dragged down for a loss. Antonio Stevens had the ball carrier, didn't wrap him up, and he was able to get free down the sideline for some extra yards. That's Javen Nicholas. And Nicholas is close to the 1st down, but let's see where they put him down.
No, well short.
Oh, yeah, they put him back at the 42. Maybe they did blow the play dead there. So it'll be 4th down. LSU is going to go for it. It's too far and they're not going to kick a field goal in the 56-7 game. And
why punt?
Not going to punt it away. So they will go for it. 4th down and 6 for the Tigers at the Purdue 42. And inside handoff. This is Davis, and Davis is stopped short of the 1st down at the 39. So Purdue takes over on downs with 3:43 to play.
How about a 32-yard run by Devin Maccabee?
Well, you're going to have some second-team offensive linemen in there. You've got Jared Baczynski is in the game now. Nayland Fox is out there. Andre Olben, the true freshman, son of a former NFL standout. I'm going to see if I can figure out. Oh, Jack Albers is going to be the quarterback. How about that? Purdue's holder, transfer from Dayton, is going to get an opportunity here with Purdue taking over at the 40-yard line.
And it looks like Maccabee may be done for the night. Which, you know what? I'm okay with that. Yep. Would have loved to have seen him get the 1,000, but I would have liked it in a meaningful way, and why risk the injury?
Caleb Leahy is the running back, and Albers hands it off to Leahy. He's over the 40 to the 43-yard line. It's great to see some of these kids that have stuck with the program and getting an opportunity to play here late in the bowl game. Leahy picks up 4 up to the 44 and keeps the clock moving with 3:28 to play. I think that injury to Deion Burks has taken whatever air was left here in Camping World Stadium out of it. Albers in the gun, and Jack's going to roll out, looking to throw. Throws the pass is complete. And that's Ben Bichelle at the 44-yard line.
Well, good for them. They get a chance to play in a bowl game. They're on TV, national TV. They got fans and friends, and the future of Purdue football's out there right now.
So 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the LSU 44-yard line. Clock again moving with 2:45 to play. Jack Albers with his first career completion, trying for number 2. Pass is dropped. That was Preston Terrell, the sophomore from Brownsburg, on an incomplete pass, and that'll stop the clock with 2:42 to play.
Yeah, that did my heart good. That's my buddy Tom Barr that passed away a couple weeks ago was number 84. Kind of gave me a little rush there to see 84 go up for a pass.
2nd down and 10 for the Boilermakers at the LSU 44-yard line. Leahy lined up behind Albers. Caleb gets the carry, and he's stacked up after a short pickup to the 42-yard line. And we got some late whistles here, but nothing untoward going on. The center right now for Purdue, let's see who's in there snapping the ball. It looks like I think that's Malachi Preciado, I believe, is snapping the ball right now for Purdue at center.
3rd down and 7.
So 3rd down for the Boilermakers at the 37. Albers throws to the near side, pass is deflected and incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, and Purdue will go for it here.
Yeah, they would, but they need to keep it on the ground to keep the clock running. Now it's down to 2:05. If they do not get the first down, LSU could go ahead and finish the game with victory formation.
Let me, by the way, correct myself because he caught a pass. It's Ben Beekle. Ben Beekle is the sophomore from New Berlin, Wisconsin. My apologies to Ben for mispronouncing his name. He's got a catch. We'll make sure we get his name right. 4th down and 7. Boilermakers at the 43. Albers back to throw. Albers throws the ball over the middle, and the diving attempt, and I think he caught it on the rebound. That's Alex Maxwell. Alex Maxwell, a special team player from St. Leon, Indiana, with the catch of the day for Purdue.
Good for him. Take advantage of your opportunities when you get them.
So 1st and 10, the Boilermakers at the LSU 22 trying to get in the end zone for the 2nd time today. Albers again hands it off to Leahy, and Leahy is stacked up after no gain. They'll put him right down at the 22. With the clock rolling in 1:35 to play. Beekle checks in for the Boilermakers. And also checking in for Purdue is Zion Steptoe, true freshman from Little Elm, Texas.
Yeah, that's a different rule today, that freshmen can play in a 5th game and not lose a year of eligibility.
2nd down and 10 for the Boilermakers at the LSU 22. Albers looking again to throw. Jack now scrambling out to the right-hand side. He's going to run it and go out of bounds right at the 22-yard line. Mike Jones Jr., transfer from Clemson, closing in on him. They got some of their second teamers out, but Jones was a starter on that defensive line. They'll give Albers a gain of 1 to the 21.
Well, like you said earlier, they didn't have third teamers at some positions.
Here's another player checking in for Purdue, Trey Firestone, a freshman from Zionsville, Indiana. His brother is a baseball player, Jack Firestone, on the Greg Goff's baseball team.
Yeah, and his dad is the head pro at Meridian Hills Country Club.
Albers back to throw on 3rd and 9, throws over the middle, passes behind the intended receiver and almost intercepted. It was through the hands of Maxwell, and it falls to the turf with 1:02 to play. So the Boilermakers facing a 4th and 9 here at the LSU 21-yard line.
Got a lot of buddies that belong to Meridian Hills. That Firestone is the head pro.
Does that get you a free foursome?
I'm thinking it might. Great golf course. Bob Bowen, Tim Hull, Mike Byers, Mike Simler, all members there.
All right, 4th and 9 for the Boilermakers. This will be their 8th 4th down try of the day. They are 3 of 7 so far. 4th and 9. Jack Albers back. Jack throws over the middle. Pass is deflected and intercepted. Intercepted. Here comes LSU the other way at the 15, at the 20. Look out. It could be a long one. This is Quad Wilson coming down the sideline at the 40, the 30, the 25, the 20. He's going to score. Quad Wilson on a pickoff scores with 40 seconds to play.
And assuming that they kick the extra point, they're going to match the total for Auburn with 63 points.
Yep.
I blame the coaches for that one, buddy. Should have been running the football.
40 seconds to play in LSU. Quad Wilson, there's an LSU player down at the 45-yard line, but Quad Wilson with the interception for the touchdown.
Very unnecessary.
LSU takes a penalty here. Their entire team ran out on the field to congratulate Quad Wilson. a sophomore from New Orleans, 5'9", 164. But he showed some speed on that interception return. Officially, a 99-yard interception return for the touchdown.
That'll be in the LSU record books forever.
Quincy Wiggins was the injured player, a true freshman from Napoleonville, Louisiana, as he's helped to the sidelines. So LSU, Pete, scores 2 touchdowns in the first.
Touchdown and the interception. Unsportsmanlike conduct. LSU, number 28. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
2 touchdowns in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and now 2 here in the fourth. And so it'll be an extra point try, and let's see who's going to do this one for LSU. This looks like Trey Finnison, who was a transfer from Northwestern. So this will be the 3rd different LSU player to attempt an extra point this afternoon. And that kick on the way is good. So with 40 seconds to play, 63-7, LSU on top. And so Purdue's going to finish the season at 8-6. LSU will finish at 10-4. And the Tigers will be right back here in September to take on Florida State in their 2023 season opener. Purdue will be home taking on Fresno State. Then the Boilermakers will travel to Virginia Tech and then come back to face the Syracuse Orange. And they've got a very front-loaded schedule in terms of home games. I think 4 of their first 5 or 5 of their first 6 are in Ross-Ade Stadium next year.
Yeah, and it's a new day for Purdue football. There's going to be a new coaching staff that everybody's very excited about. We've got some good base of talent coming back next year from Purdue, including what I consider one of the better running backs in the country that we can build around, and we got some players. It's going to be better days ahead, and let's think about the successes of 2022. Get this thing out of our mind and know that there's going to be better days ahead.
By the way, I think they had a Gatorade bucket filled with Cheez-Its or the remnants thereof, because there's a whole bunch of them down on the far sideline at about the 50-yard line. I'm assuming that Brian Kelly smells like a giant Cheez-It at this point.
I would prefer water.
You don't want them together, because that would be a horrible mixture.
Yes,
if you put them together. That would be a mess. All right, so they're going to have to kick off from their own 20-yard line. Dybert has a big leg, but I don't think he's got this big a leg. We'll see how far he can boot it. Looks like it's going to be Bryce Hampton to the 20, to the 30, to the 35, spins out of 1 tackle, and finally is hit down at about the 38-yard line with 33 seconds to play.
Well, I remember when Purdue got really handled by Auburn, I resented the fact that they scored 63 points because that's my jersey number. They did it again.
Yeah, they did it again. I will forever, and I think every Purdue fan will forever be thankful to Gus Malzahn, because they could have scored 100 that day.
There's no question. I think that guy went overboard trying not to score, because he's been in football. He understands stuff like this happens sometimes.
So the Boilermakers take over at their 37-yard line. Jack Albers will stay in there at quarterback. Let's see, we got a new running back. And as soon as he turns, I can tell you who it is, because he just got a carry. That is Kentrell Marks. Or no, it says 28.
28.
I don't have a 28 on my roster.
I think they snuck Drew Brees in there in uniform.
Well, there you go. That's going to be the final play of the game. I'm going to see if, it's not Ryan Brandt. Maybe it was Kentrell Marks. We may never know. All right, that'll do it. Our final score here from Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. LSU 63, Purdue 7. We'll have our post-game show, plays of the game, and comments from Brian Brom after this. This is Boilermaker Football on the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas helps more than 1 million businesses prepare to open their doors every day. From fire protection and first aid supplies to facility services and uniforms, Cintas has you covered. Along with a wide variety of products and services, Cintas is proud to be involved with over 400 charitable causes across North America. To learn more about Cintas, visit Cintas.com. Cintas, ready for the workday.
Electric Plus has the mission to be the best electrical contractor in Indiana, leading the league in new construction, modernizations, and service repair. Family-owned and operated Electric Plus serves our communities with pride. We have 24/7 emergency coverage for all businesses, with offices in Lafayette, Avon, Kokomo, and Bloomington. Check us out online today. Visit electricplus.com and boiler up.
Have you listened to the new This is Purdue podcast? Hear from Purdue voices such as Matt Painter, Jeff Brom, and more at purdue.edu/podcast. Here's a quick clip of our podcast interview with Coach Painter.
For me, I don't think there's a place out there better for me than Purdue. And Purdue's really going in a great direction and having a lot of success. Why would you want to go anyplace else?
Subscribe to This is Purdue on your favorite podcast app and check out purdue.edu/podcast to hear all of our episodes.
Happy Honda Days are here with great deals on Honda SUVs and trucks that are in stock now. Buy today and save thousands on Honda trucks and SUVs with 1.9% financing, like the 22 Pilot and 22 Ridgeline, available to take home today with 1.9%. Don't miss Happy Honda Days with 1.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details for well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 1/3/23.
Boilermaker football all season long.
Touchdown, Boilermakers!
This is Purdue football from Learfield.
At Unity Healthcare, we have a team of over 100 independent providers working alongside you to support you with all of your medical needs. Our independence not only allows us to make the best decisions for you locally, but also ensures more money stays in your pocket while still combining the experience, dedicated medical care, latest technologies, and wide range of medical services you need. At Unity Healthcare, we're here to help you live your best life every day. Unity Healthcare, healthier together. Attention fans, do you want a chance to win tickets to see your Boilermakers take on the Indiana Hoosiers on February 25th? Winner gets 2 tickets, hospitality passes, VIP parking, and to sign basketball. And all you have to do is register at purduesports.com/basketball VIP. Register by January 30th for a chance to win this amazing opportunity. Brought to you by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and Purdue Athletics.
On the Purdue Global Sports Network from Learfield.
He's at the 45, still on his feet to the 49-yard line.
Welcome to Postgame.
Challenge.
Welcome back. Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Our postgame show gets underway 63-7. The LSU Tigers win the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl over the Purdue Boilermakers. Thanks for staying with us for the post game. We're going to run 3 highlights here, and then we'll take a break and get to Coach Brian Brown's comments with Tim here shortly. But let's take a look at our second half highlights. Of course, there's 35-0 at halftime. LSU starts things off in the third quarter with this Malik Neighbors pass to Jaden Daniels, 5 yards for a touchdown, a 9-play, 45-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 4 seconds, and here's what it sounded like.
2nd and 2, LSU at the Boilermaker 5. The running back is John Emery Jr., and he takes a direct snap, now hands it off on the reverse to Neighbors, who's going to throw it to the quarterback Daniels for a touchdown. They ran the Philly special, and a touchdown pass from Neighbors to Daniels, and LSU scores for the 6th consecutive time.
Michael Olaimo would be picked on the next Boilermaker drive, then LSU driving, getting down to a 1st and goal at the 8. But Jamari Brown would step in and make this interception.
1st and goal for the Tigers at the Boilermaker 8. Nussmeier throws a fade to the near side. Pass is intercepted. Jamari Brown gets the pickoff in the end zone. The pass was underthrown. It was intended for Kyron Lacey, and Jamari Brown comes up with his 3rd interception of the season.
Purdue would punt. Then the LSU Tigers on a big play by Malik Neighbors, a 75-yard play. Just 1 play in the drive. They go to 49-0. Then the Boilermakers do answer at the 13:53 mark of the fourth quarter. 8 plays, 75 yards. Took 5:48 as Michael Olaimo hits TJ Sheffield for this touchdown.
Michael Olaimo in the gun brings Sheffield in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Olaimo steps up in the pocket, throws short, pass is caught, and going into the end zone.